Hey, hope everybody's doing well. Hey, can you guys hear me okay? Just go ahead and type yes if you can. Yep. What's up, Stan? What's up, Dylan? We got Robert. How you doing? Stefan. We got David, Tom, Marius, Harris, Lance, Todd. It goes on and on and on. Awesome, guys. You guys pumped or what? I have been chomping at the bit to do this. This is Ben Cummings, just in case you don't know who I am, which 99% of you should. Anyway, hope you guys are having an awesome week so far, guys. I am just so pumped for today. I can't even tell you. We'll give people a few more moments to get logged on. Hope you guys are doing great so far this week. Wow, what a crazy week. I kid you not, guys. We've had over like 24 people basically tell us, Ben, here's my credit card. I have no idea what the price is for Traian's Masterclass, but whatever it is, just like charge us uh, because I want in. We even had one lady late last night somehow found our private cart page. She signed up, sight unseen, so like no idea what the offer even was, what she was getting, just so she could make sure she got a spot. And I was Skyping with Traian this morning, and he's super excited too. And it was the same thing from him. 2 or 3 dozen messages from people on Facebook Messenger before we even started the webinar. But good news for you guys. My wife, Emily, she just made me what's called a keto bomb. So, those of you that follow the keto diet know what I'm talking about. I just drank this smoothie called a keto bomb right before the webinar. So my mitochondria are crackling, guys. So this is going to be a great webinar. So you guys said that you can see my slide, yeah? It's a blue slide that says Traian Turcu's amazing story. And you guys can hear my voice okay, yeah? Just go ahead and type into the chat box if we are good to go. Yeah, I so pumped to do this webinar. I was up real late last night and leapt out of bed real early, as my wife Emily can tell you, because I woke her up. Sorry, Emily. And Traian and I, we've been working like 40, 50 hours just thinking through and coming up with how we could do something really special for this webinar today for you guys. So I know you guys are pumped. I'm super pumped. So what do you say we do this? So first of all, thank you so much for joining me live. That was very smart. And I just want to mention, if you can make it all the way to the end of the presentation today, that is strongly highly advisable, because there's something that you and only you are going to be rewarded with, and it's something really special, okay? Real special. So stick with us all the way to the end. Trust me, you'll be rewarded. And also, you're going to love this one. We're doing something super special. Today, one lucky person is going to win from Traian himself a complete done for you, ready to launch Amazon product worth $40,000. How cool is that? So here's what one lucky person is going to win today. Traian is first going to help that person pick the perfect product according to his criteria. Actually, I'm going to cover his criteria on this webinar. He's going to help them source that product. Then he'll design the moat for that product. Don't worry, you'll learn about moat today. Then he'll go and rank that product for you. He's even going to buy the starting inventory for that product. He'll then do whatever he needs to do to help you make it a home run winner on Amazon. He'll make you a Shopify site for it. He told me he's going to get you the EU and the USA pending trademark for it, which is pretty cool. And he'll even get you the reviews that product needs. So all that money that you make from that product, you keep it, okay? You keep it all. That money, that product, that entire success, that becomes yours. So basically, by the time he's done, Traian is going to hand you a successful money-earning Amazon product. And one lucky person is going to win this done-for-you Amazon product from Traian today, worth 40K, but you have to stay till the end if you want to win this. So we are incentivizing you to learn. We're literally paying you to learn, okay? How cool is that? All right, let's get started here, because I have so much to share. In our brief time today, you're going to hear about an amazing success story, okay? A student of mine who is also my co-host of the Elevated E-commerce podcast. By the way, type in the chat box, how many of you listen to and love our podcast that we do every week? I'm just curious. Oh, wow, a lot of you. Harris, Marco, AR, Christian, Volcan, Francisco. Awesome. People are saying they love it. Great. I mean, that's how you guys got to know Traian, right? He's awesome. So his name is Traian Turcu. This is his lovely wife, Steph, in a picture. Traian is he's in his late 20s. He doesn't even speak English as his first language, right? And he knew nothing about Amazon until about 36 months ago. And yet, guys, in that short time, he's achieved remarkable things. My mentor, Dan Kennedy, says money loves speed. And the guy I'm going to tell you about today, Traian, this guy has made more money faster than anyone I've encountered in the history of doing fast track, in the history of doing Amazon as far as like third-party sellers go, right? Faster than anybody I know. So let me ask you a question. I'm going to make an assumption here that you wanted to get reasonably wealthy in an unreasonable amount of time, all right? Is my assumption correct? Yes or no? Yes, right? So wouldn't it be nice if there was a lot more money showing up in your Amazon business without all the struggle? Okay, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yes. So then you're going to like Traian's story here. So let me tell you about Traian. This is so cool. About 18 months ago, okay, he wrote me this letter that you see here on the slide. And he said, in September, less than 9 months after joining Fast Track, I sold my Amazon business. Still just my first product. So guys, just one product. He sold his Amazon business in 9 months for, wait for it, $500,000, $500,000 in cash. Okay, less than a year, one product business, $500,000. Not bad, right? Traian and his wife Steph then did what everybody dreams about. They traveled the world. They went to Barcelona, they went to London, Costa Rica, Las Vegas, Cabo, Morocco, up and down the gorgeous French coastline, which I still have to make it to, by the way, Hong Kong, China, and they dined in the best restaurants. They basically ate like kings and queens. They stayed in the great hotels. They saw shows in the UK he told me about. They even won a poker tournament. These guys are characters, right? And then they got bored. So in April last year, I get this Skype message from Traian. He wrote, "Hi, Ben, how's everything going? We're now back home after doing quite a lot of traveling. Steph and I just launched a new Amazon business. The new products arrived at Amazon last week, and we're now going into launch mode." Okay, pretty cool. Then in August, mind you, that was just roughly 120 days later, I get this follow-up Skype message where he wrote, "Hi, Ben, thanks for asking. The new products are doing really well. We went for oversized, more expensive to source items, and they're incredibly easy and fast to rank. So we're really happy about that. We just hit 127,000 a month in profit, not sales, profit for the month. Given we only started this in late spring, I'd say things are definitely going well." Well, that's like the understatement of the year, isn't it? OMG. And I said, Traian, you got to send me some screenshots. I need to see this. So this is inside Traian's Seller Central account. Okay, you can see here it says $0 in April. Okay, now he hadn't got started yet. He had literally just opened his account. So that's why it says 0 in April. And then fast forward to September and direct your attention to the dates. You can see it says September 1st to September 30th. So that's a 1 month screenshot, $330,000 that month. So from April at 0 to September, 120 days later, grossing $330,000 in a month from a standing start. Pretty good, wouldn't you agree? But what do he make as his profit, right? Because gross sales is one thing, but what's the profit, right? Show me the money. Well, this screenshot shows his profit for that month. His profit on $330,000 in sales was $127,000 that month in profit. Folks, in case you missed it, okay? In case you missed it, let me repeat. From 0 to 120K a month profit in 120 days. Holy bleep. Holy bleep. Now that's what I call speed and profits. Speed and profits. Gee, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Speed and profits. So I'm thinking then, here's this guy from Romania. English is his second language, not even his first, right? His second language. In his late 20s, he's already sold one Amazon business for $500,000 cash. Then he lived a life. Then he got bored. Then in 120 days, he starts a second business that's going to do $1.5 million in annual profit, not sales guys, profit. So I wrote back, dude, those results are insane. P.S. We need to get you on Fast Track ASAP. And he wrote, sure. Happy to help out, and that would be fun. Just let me know when. So he came on, he did 3 short segments on Fast Track. He knocked it out of the park. People loved it. They freaked out. But then something quite interesting started to happen. Emily told me that we were getting in a bunch of testimonials about Traian from these segments. And people started getting results. And other Amazon sellers started getting results, like Sanju, who said that thanks to Traian, his sales rocketed to 175,000 per month just recently. And Soren, who calls Traian a, quote, magician, who increased from 200 units a month to 1,000 units a month. And Jake T, who doubled his monthly revenue since meeting Traian and says he conservatively projects hitting $900,000 to $1 million this year. And Dragos, with that very cool mountain behind him. Also, what a cool name, Dragos, right? Sounds like a character from the Game of Thrones, doesn't it? So we got Dragos here, who made $100,000 with the product just 2 months live, just 2 months, thanks to Traian. Are we seeing a theme here, folks? Speed and profits. Speed and profits. I like it. Now, here's where it gets even more crazy. All those reviews, comments, those testimonials of people making money from Traian, right? These all came from people who like barely know 99% of what he's actually doing in his Amazon business behind the scenes, right? Now, would you agree that the 175,000 a month for Sanju, the 1,000 units a month for Soren, the doubling of monthly revenue for JT, the 100,000 for a 2-month-old product, those are pretty damn good results for barely scratching the surface, wouldn't you agree? It gets even better. That's when I sent out a survey about Traian, and 99.5% of those surveyed told us, they begged us to have Traian. See, that's Dragos and Traian combined, to have Traian do a live masterclass where he would teach them like how the hell he was pulling this off. You guys with me? But here's the funny thing. Traian didn't want to do it. He wasn't even interested, he told me. But I'm pretty persuasive. And I said, tell you what, let me do a webinar, just like this webinar I'm doing right now, by the way. I said, let's see how the webinar goes. Well, I did the webinar. We sold out every single spot before I had even finished the webinar. Sold out, in fact, over capacity, the first one. And it was awesome. So this past February, not too long ago, he held his first Traian Turcu masterclass. That's Traian on the front of the stage there. And at the end, Traian got the longest standing ovation literally I've ever seen. Okay, longer than a Broadway show, longer than even a rock band, like long standing ovation. It was hysterical because he was, he's very shy, like I am, and he was like, didn't know what to do. People at that event were freaking out, learning how Traian ranked, the ingenious way he got reviews, how he picked products, everything, right? It was like a giant brain dump from his brain into the audiences. It's so satisfying now, by the way, to see the large numbers of students from this class that you're looking at now that are now crushing it, destroying it on Amazon, thanks to Traian. But right afterward, Traian said, okay, that was fun, Ben, but I'm never doing that again. And he went right back to work. Now, everyone thought that going from 0 to 127,000 a month profit was pretty darn impressive. Yet, guys, that turned out to be just the beginning. In fact, he just kept growing exponentially from there. Before this webinar, in fact, I said, Traian, send me a recent screenshot, will you? Like, I want to show these guys what you've been doing. I mean, what if his success was some kind of a fluke? Maybe he got lucky, right? Who knows? Well, take a look and tell me what you think. In the last 90 days on Amazon, he had sales of, wait for it, 241,000 in profit in June, $279,000 of profit in July, $273,000 of profit in August, sales of $900,000. Question, how many of you would have liked making almost $800,000 in profit this summer during what is normally known as the summer slump on Amazon? Meaning, like, summer is when e-commerce sales normally take a vacation too, right? Yet look at his freaking numbers. $794,000 in profit, 2.9 million in sales in the last 90 days. Crazy, right? Now, just to show you what he's made since he did that last masterclass in February, how about 5.4 million in sales. And I know you almost have to rub your eyes. It's crazy here. You almost have to rub your eyes. 1.5 million in profit. Profit. Folks, that's what he made since the February masterclass. But folks, his story gets even better, okay? And that's because Traian just sold this second Amazon business for $7.5 million. I must stress, this is a business, guys, less than 1 year old. Guys, get that? Okay, see that screenshot right there? That's a bank deposit he just got about a week or two ago for $5 million cash, with the remaining $2.5 million to be paid over the year. A $7.5 million payday. That's what Traian pulled off in less than a year. OM freaking G. Now that's what I call speed and, come on, work with me, people. Speed and profits. Speed and profits. That's right, speed and profits. Now listen, I can't promise all of you that you're going to make $7.5 million this fast or $2 million in sales during the summer on Amazon, right? But what if you did 3/4 as well as that, or even half as well as that, right? Would you agree that even half of $2 million in sales, that's life-altering money? Yes? So as you can see, there's a theme here. Speed and profits. Speed and profits. Listen, when somebody makes more in a month than the president of the United States makes in a year, well, okay, rare exception, this president has to be like a billionaire, okay? So even he's worth more than Traian, but the typical president, okay, when Traian makes more in a month than the typical US president makes in a year, and when he does it that fast, that is the very definition of speed and profits. Wouldn't you agree? And I'm just gonna grab a quick sip of my espresso here. Like I need any more, right? I'm like shot out of a cannon today. I'm so pumped about this. So this, take a look at this screenshot here. This leads us to the first big lesson of our webinar here. And I'm not very creative, so this is the, quote, speed and profits formula, okay? I told you, I'm not very creative. It's the speed and profits formula, because that's really the recurring theme that I see over and over again with his methods, speed and profits. So what you're looking at is like the secret architecture, if you will, okay? For exactly how step by step Traian pulled off this success, not just once, but now twice, 2 successes. And he's really been slacking this summer. He, quote, only made 800,000 in profits in the last 90 days, right? Only. So you want to know how he did it? This is how he did it right here, this roadmap. And today I'm going to teach you 4 of the 8 steps in this speed and profit formula. Fair enough? Now we've got a lot of stuff to go over, but before I pull back the curtain and reveal the Wizard of Oz, so to speak, I want to ask you guys something. In fact, I want to ask something of all of you, okay? In a moment, I'm going to reveal several critical tricks and tactics and hacks and approaches that will let you destroy it on Amazon, just like Traian. I'm going to bring the heat today. I'm going to bring the energy. I'm going to bring the commitment. But the question is, will you? So if I bring my all today for you, can I get you to promise me that you'll put a bunch of this stuff to work, right, in your own Amazon business? Okay, and I want you to type yes, Ben, or heck yes, and let's have fun with this. So go ahead right now in the chat box. Let me hear a yes, right? Sounds like a preacher. Let me hear a yeah. Okay. But let me know if you're committed by typing yes in the chat box right now. I'm going to take a look here. Hell yes, says Heather. Yes, says Christian. All in, says Record. Jim says, hell yeah. Mark goes, oh yeah. Well, that's right. Heck yes. Salmon Road, heck yes. Yes, hell yeah. We got yes, 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 yes. They come flooding in. All right, that's awesome, guys. That's funny. All right. So, people are stoked. They're going crazy. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. So, so good. Let's get rocking and rolling here. Let's start to dissect and let's understand how Traian pull this off, shall we? And let this screenshot just sort of sink in. Take a mental screenshot of this right now, okay? Because this pretty much sums up the progression of Traian's system start to finish. This is like a rinse and repeat kind of system that he's using, okay? All right, so step number 1, sweet spot product opportunities. All right, Guys, if you think about it, on Amazon.com, every single dollar ever made on Amazon, every sale ever made started with what? Started with what? Guys, have any guesses? Every single dollar that was ever made on Amazon began with a what? That's right, somebody searching for a product. It started with a product search. Every single dollar started with a product search, right? So let's talk about how to select products. You know, if ever there was a graveyard full of Amazon sellers who had tried and failed, it would be the graveyard called bad product selection. Am I right? Get the product selection right, nail that part. You can literally get rich in this business, okay? Traian, he's rich, guys. He's rich. Just so you know, like newsflash, he's rich now. He's rich. Do it wrong, and you can do everything else right. Right? You can do it perfect to a T. You can be the greatest Ben Cummings student on earth. You can follow every rule from all the gurus that exist. But if you pick the wrong product, there's your Amazon graveyard, folks. There's your Amazon graveyard. So what I wanted to do is pull back the curtain and just show you how Traian does this. But let me warn you up front. Let me just warn you this up front. What he does is so different, so counterintuitive, so blasphemous that I know a number of you are going to think initially, Ben, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Ben, this is just weird. And you will think that initially, but only initially. But then, as you're on this webinar, as you're watching, as you're learning, as you're listening to my voice, you're going to realize this is freaking brilliant, right? So first, let's talk about how 99% of the other Amazon sellers out there pick a product. Okay, not Traian, but the 99% of the rest of us. They pick a niche. They say, hey, I have a dog. I like dogs. That sounds like a good niche. Let me sell dog products, right? And then in the dog category, they will take a look at the best sellers selling in that dog category, right? Or they might use a tool that spits out the best sellers or somehow organizes the BSR for dog products, right? The bestseller ranks for dog products. That's really the crux of just about every single system that's ever been taught on product selection, on how to pick a product to private label, right? So they look at the good selling products inside the niche they're interested in. So this is called a top-down approach. You might want to write that down. Top-down approach. So start with the niche, and then you drill down, right? Top-down, and that's what everyone else is using. And then what? Then they see a product that looks good, and it's very subjective because what does good mean exactly? I don't know, and they don't know, trust me. They say, hey, this product looks good, like this super absorbent pet training pad. And then what do? Well, you know what they do. They open up a tab in Alibaba, and they see what they can source it for, right? That's the progression, top down, a top-down approach. Are you with me? And then what? That's it. That's all they do. So here's the key lesson. 99% of sellers are running through the same congested, packed hallways with everyone all gazing at the same small number of products, with everybody bashing each other over the head, fighting over the same limited set of private label products. And you feel that, don't you? You feel it out there. I do. You feel it. Why do they do this? Because every seller is all doing this pretty much the same way, including even me. Okay, we all started with niche first, or best seller first, or BSR first, right? Or we're starting with the keyword first. We do all that stuff first. That's top down. But Ben, of course we do that first. Otherwise, how else are we supposed to find a good product to private label? Well, first, wouldn't you agree that there seems to be a problem with the way that everyone is looking for private label opportunities? I know you can sense it because I always have. If we're all looking in the same places, guys, if we're all using the same limited number of tools that we have available to us as Amazon sellers, what happens? Okay, what happens? I mean, think about it. What happens? Yeah, exactly. We start to see what? The same products, all of us, the same products over and over and over again, right? So everybody sources the same products, and then what happens? It becomes too much competition. And those products over time, they start out as winners. They might even be a winner for a year or 2 years, but then Again, because everyone is standing and gazing at the same products in the same packed and congested hallway, metaphorically speaking, they end up not becoming winners over time, right? So I think this is one of the reasons so many people are failing when they get started, or even after they have several products, is because when they do product research, they're still failing. It's because when they do product research, they do the research using the same tools and looking in the same places as everybody else. Are you guys with me here? Now, I know this makes sense instinctively. Even if you're brand new and you're on this webinar, right? It makes sense. You kind of get this inkling, oh, gosh, Ben, we're all kind of staring at the same shiny object of private label, okay? So how do most Amazon sellers source products? Well, they start with a niche keyword tool, maybe like Jungle Scout, and then you look at these results and like, what do you say? So this is a probiotic, and you start thinking, gee, this is a high profit product. Looks like we can make, $250,000 a month in sales. Marge, hey, Marge, start building our mansion. We're going to strike it rich. And I'll look at a probiotic and I'll say, wow, this guy's making $250,000 a month, selling what, 9,900 units a month, right? And they look at the estimated sales and are like, well, I guess this is a good private label product. Well, guys, if everyone is zigging, you need to zag. If everyone's going right, to succeed, we have to go left, right? You know what's funny? I just said we have to go left, right? Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that Traian literally does the total opposite of the traditional top-down approach? That'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? Just let it sink in, and please stick with me here, okay? Because what I'm about to say to you about product selection, guys, I warned you, it's gonna sound weird initially. It might even sound blasphemous, while everybody else out there starts with the niche first, that top-down approach. What if I told you that Traian starts with absolutely total random product selection? Let me repeat that. You might have to rub your ears. Nah, surely Ben didn't say that. I did. Totally random product selection. Ben, that sounds insane, right? And further, what if I told you that Traian built a private proprietary software? He built it for himself, for his business. It contains an algorithm that is proprietary, so I can't get into exactly the inner workings on his public webinar for all the obvious reasons, right? But all he does is he clicks a button and bam, it spits out randomized, there's that word again, randomized products that could potentially make exceptional six-figure private label products. Okay, check this out. This is literally a screenshot of this software. So I clicked the button and it spit out these results. Okay, just kind of take it in. Now you will admit that this is something that no other tool on earth does or would do. And that's because you're now looking at a totally unique approach to finding great products. Now, while we're all bashing each other over the head over the same competitive private label products, while we all zig, Traian come sauntering in with a Cheshire cat grin on his face because he's zagging. He's doing the opposite. Because with this tool, he's finding these sweet spots, okay? That's a write down the word sweet spot, because that's going to be a theme for this very, very first module, sweet spot. Almost like an Achilles heel, right? That ancient story about the invincible warrior named Achilles. His mother held him by the heel, dipped the infant into the river Styx. He was this like invincible warrior, but he had one sweet spot, right? And this is the type of products that Traian looks for, sweet spot opportunities. In fact, the name for this tool, the software, is the Sweet Spot Finder. And what it does, it just spits out these hidden gems, these products that would never show up on our radar using any of the other methods. Now, not all of these you would actually source, right? But this gets you in the top 1% of these sweet spot profit opportunities, okay? Now, don't worry, I'm gonna go through some examples here. But again, I just wanna stress, as you're looking at the screenshot, this is totally random. I didn't take like a best case screenshot to try to impress you. This is just like, I just clicked the spin again button and I just screenshotted this twice. That's it. Okay, so just totally at random, and let's just take a look at this. We have Blue light blocking glasses. Now, never in a million years would that have come on my radar using top down, but it came up on my radar with this tool, didn't it? This thing has 24,000 exact monthly searches. That's insane. That's insane. That's a huge amount. And remember, this is pulling from Traian's other software that he made called Volumetrics. And a lot of you know Volumetrics from my fast track program. Volumetrics shows us the actual keyword searches because it pulls in information right from Amazon, right from the horse's mouth. This is not like a guess like every other keyword tool. This is actually the actual data from Amazon. Okay. So now he made this app that he clicks a button and boom, it brings up the random winners. What else do we have? Well, we have brown wrapping paper. See that one? Brown wrapping paper. Now, never in a million freaking years would I have considered brown wrapping paper. Again, but looking here, what a fantastic, easy private label product, I think. Because, I mean, check it out. It has 28,000 exact monthly searches. That's insane. That's insane, isn't it? Floor mirror, okay, almost 15,000 exact monthly searches. Big and tall men's shirts. Now, I don't do clothes, so I would personally skip that. A baby gate, 152,000 exact monthly searches. Now, that one might be too competitive, but we'll see. Okay, check out this one. Toddler toys for girls age 2. Okay, see that one? Toddler toys for girls age 2. We're going to explore that one because this is an unspecified keyword. And you might want to write that thought down, an unspecified keyword. Because this unspecified keyword, it gets an insane number of exact searches, doesn't it? Okay. Body pillow cover, don't have a clue what the hell that is. Service dog vest, super chunky knit blanket, bow and arrow for kids. Bow and arrow for kids, 61,000 exact monthly searches. That's interesting. A chicken coop, a chicken coop, 26,000 exact monthly searches. Garden flag stand. I mean, right? Garden flag stand, 11,000. And guys, on and on and on it goes. Can you see why this is totally, and I hate to use the word because it sounds hypey, but a revolutionary approach? This is not top down like everyone else. This is a randomized approach that only Traian is using to uncover those sweet spot, those quote Achilles heels opportunities where there's big, fat, and juicy profits. Speaking of which, BFJ, big, fat, juicy ROI. So Traian has 2 criteria for finding these sweet spot product opportunities. Okay, write these down. Okay, these are writer downers. His first criteria, he wants a product that has a BFJ, a big, fat, juicy ROI. A big, fat, juicy ROI. So write down BFJ ROI. ROI means return on investment. Now there's a difference between, okay, I'm going to plant this seed now because we're going to come back to it soon. There's a big difference between profit margin and ROI. Big difference. Profit margin and ROI are not the same thing, okay? Because it's critical for scaling. And I'll show you an example of this here in a second. Now, the second criteria, number 2, and this is really unusual, is he wants products, okay, get this, that are relatively boring, that are unloved and overlooked by other Amazon sellers, but are in demand and are wanted by the market. That's interesting, isn't it? So unloved, overlooked, underneath the radar products that other sellers aren't paying attention to, even boring, quote unquote, boring products. Boom, that's the sweet spot right there. And I'm going to show you actual examples in a moment because I don't know about you, but when I learn something, I like to first learn a principle and then I want to see it in action. I want to see an example because it helps me learn faster. But I hope you see here, guys, the way that Traian finds these products has nothing whatsoever to do with a niche, nothing whatsoever to do with a keyword or BSR or like some subcategory picking method or any of the tools used by Amazon sellers. What Traian does is he's looking where other people are not looking, right? Does that make sense to you? Okay, now I warned you that this kind of randomized principle, you're gonna think initially it's kind of weird. And later on, you'll think it's freaking brilliant. So just stick with me here. He uses these randomly generated ideas, again, from the software that he developed, where you click a button, like this green button, and it literally spits out these random great product ideas with one exception, okay? and this is a pretty important exception, you might want to write this down, the product must have proven sales volume. In other words, it has to be in demand. Now, the term we use is actually wanted versus unwanted, meaning like it has to be wanted by the marketplace and it has to be in demand, okay? So that's a writer downer. That's the one thing that overlooked product, it must have a proven demand though. So even though it's random, even though it's flying under the radar, it's overlooked and unloved by other sellers, he's finding these in places where no one is looking, but they have to be wanted, they have to be in demand. Make sense? His algorithm also, it randomizes the keywords. So like in this screenshot, see some of the keywords are short. So you can see some are like 2 words, some are 3 words, some are even 4 words. This one's 5 words, baby monitor with camera and audio. That's interesting. So it randomizes the process. Why? Well, so you don't get fixated and locked in like the rest of the marketplace does, top down, right? This is random. Question, do you feel like you understand why some product picking approaches fall short now, right? And can you see how even just 1 or 2 tweaks to the way you're picking products can help you in your business? I hope so. So the big idea here is, look, Traian is using a totally random product generation approach, which means he zigs while everyone else zags, making it very easy for him to find very high profit products. Again, sweet spot opportunities, right? That are boring. They're unloved by other sellers. They fly under the radar, but they have proven demand that won't have a lot of competition. Why? Because they didn't originate from the same tools and method that everyone else is using. Let's now talk about one of Traian's terrific secrets, and I'm going to use secrets in air quotes here. You'll just have to trust me. This is one of his terrific secrets to how he scaled so fast, and he calls it win big, lose big versus small incremental compounding winners. What the heck does this mean? Well, this is how Traian chooses one product versus another and chooses which one to actually plunk his money down to actually invest his money in, right? So like, let me just give you context. What does Traian do when he has, say, 6 potential product ideas that he likes? Well, this is really interesting. He actually puts them through 2 mental models, right? And these 2 mental models, and I'm going to just teach these to you right here. These 2 mental models allow him to pick the product that, hands down, with mathematical evidence, as I'm going to show you and demonstrate in a moment, the product with mathematical evidence is going to allow him to scale his earnings like crazy, but with the least risk. Okay, would you like to learn how he does that? How he only picks products that make him a lot of money that he can scale faster, but take on less risk. So the first type of product is a product that can win big or lose big. Meaning, is this a product where he can potentially win big if he's able to rank it, but if he doesn't, he can lose big? In other words, it's what I call a binary result, right? You either win or you lose. Or number 2, is this a product where even if he doesn't win real big, it doesn't matter because he can still make great money. And he calls these small incremental compounding winners. Let me show you an example here. Let's go back to that probiotic supplement. People are raking in 100,000 a month up to 250,000 per month, as you can see. They're selling a lot here. And on the surface, it looks great. However, probiotic is a great example of win big, lose big. Why? Super competitive, super huge market, but it's a binary result, meaning you're either going to win or you're going to lose. It's either A or B. There's really no middle ground on a win big, lose big type of product. Are you guys with me here? Like, in other words, he doesn't want to have to put up all his capital, like $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, to have to buy a gazillion of these probiotics, have to go crazy and overspend simply because it's way too competitive. Does that make sense? Because then he'll either hit it big or conversely, he'll like crash and burn. He's going to lose all that capital. He doesn't want that. So instead, he puts the emphasis almost exclusively on the second mental model, the base hits, right? In other words, products that produce small incremental compounding winners over and over and over and over again, rinse and repeat. So he has this beautiful, consistent, gorgeous upward slope of cash flow rolling in consistently, like as reliably as the waves gently rolling onto the beach. This is another great advantage, by the way, as an aside, for releasing, quote, boring, overlooked, unloved, and ignored products, meaning unloved and ignored by other sellers, not by the market, because they lend themselves to this criteria of small, incremental, compounding winning products. So you guys are with me here? So you get all the benefits of a terrific product without having to roll the dice and go for an all or nothing. Okay, so let's bring some of this together now. Let's use Traian's Sweet Spot Finder. Let's say we're going to plug in 3,000 minimum monthly exact searches, and we want this to spit out 10 products. Ding, ding, ding. We click the button, and it spits out this. Now, let's just look at these two examples. Okay, let's go real world. These are very recent screenshots. So we get Babygate, 152,000 exact monthly searches. That's a huge number, right? And then we got toddler toys for girls age 2. There's that unspecified keyword again. I love those. Unspecified keyword, 17,000 searches. So let's take a look here. This is the Babygate. We'll tackle that one first. Great example of a product with a lot of people doing huge, huge numbers. Just take a look at the red box, right? So you can see in the red box, 200,000 a month, 150,000 a month, 400,000 a month. And we've got lots of products selling 3,000 units, 4,000 units a month. And you have depth with lots of people making money. But look at this screenshot. This is the reviews for this Babygate niche. If you look at the reviews, you'll see that most of these products have well over 1,000 reviews, don't they? So which type of product do you think this is? Is this win big, lose big? Like you're either going to win big or you're going to crash and burn? Or is this the small, consistent compounding winners? Okay, please type in the chat box which one you think it is. I'm gonna see what you guys think here. Okay, Peter thinks, so Tanya thinks win big, lose big. Most people, so David thinks is a small, consistent. Tony thinks it's small, consistent. Chris thinks win big, lose big. Craig thinks win big, lose big. Okay, so I would say it's probably split 70-30. About 70% of you think win big, lose big. 30% of you, just from a quick glance, think it's small, consistent compounding winners. Okay, so based on the huge number of reviews, the huge sales, this would be, in my opinion, a very clear case of win big, lose big. It's too high of a risk, right? Why? Well, just think about it, guys. If you don't have enough money where you can market, rank, you got to source the product, yada, 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 and do what you have to do to compete, you can't compete then. So if you bet it all on this one product, that's an example of win big, fail big, okay? Guys with me? So it's a nuance of the product picking process. It's a massive nuance though, right? As one of my early mentors named Gary Halbert once said, there are differences that whisper and differences that scream. This is a difference that screams. This is a binary bet, meaning it either works or it fails. And folks, if it fails, you're out a lot of money. Probably not a good, safe, conservative business bet. Would you agree? Okay. Now let's look at toddler toys for girls age 2. That's an interesting keyword, isn't it? Because this is non-descriptive, unspecified keyword. I love these unspecified keywords because you can get some really, really interesting product ideas from searches like these, especially when they're what? In demand, high volume searches like the Sweet Spot Finder app spits out. So again, on Amazon, look, I just typed in here, toddler toys for girls age 2. And you can see there's all kinds of variation, which I also really, really like. Now, look, here's the mindset of the type person who's going to type in one of these unspecified keywords. These people have not yet landed on any product decision, right? They're not typing in Tonka toy truck, so they haven't made a decision, but they're right on the cusp of buying. I like that. Now, you really start to see some very good potential sweet spot products that instantly are showing up on the radar when you use Traian's app. right? The Sweet Spot Finder app. So, and this is a classic example. So take a look. Here's a product right here, okay, with just 41 reviews. Okay, see that? It says 41. See that under the review column in a red box? It just has 41 reviews, but it's doing, wait for it, 33,000 a month. It's a classic example here of what Traian looks for: small win products. By the way, small wins can be big wins, right? Small win products where there's a sweet spot, where a product is not identified by any of the other tools, where the product might be, frankly, kind of boring to you. It might be unloved and overlooked by other sellers, but guys, it's very, very, very profitable, very easy to make money with 41 reviews making $33,000. Okay, very much in demand, as you can see here. Can you already see, guys, how this approach is radically different? And would you like to see 2 more examples? Yes or no? And while you guys type in the chat box, I'm going to have a sip of some water. Can you guys tell I'm amped up for this webinar? I love what Traian is doing. It's just like game-changing stuff, and I really love sharing it with you guys here. Yes, you guys want, okay, good. All right, 2 more examples. Back to our Sweet Spot Finder app. So I'm just gonna reuse the same search we did. Now let's take a look at Chicken Coop, which is kind of shocking to me. I don't live in a rural area, maybe not shocking to you if you live in a rural area, but Chicken Coop has freaking like 26,000 exact monthly searches. I mean, who the heck would have known, right? And travel bags for women, this one has 16,000 exact monthly searches. Folks, again, never, if I had 5 lifetimes, would I on my own have ever thought of or would have found a Chicken Coop or travel bags for women with the old school approach top down. So let's start with Chicken Coop here. Let's see if this is a good niche or not, okay? So take a look at this slide. Tell me what you think, okay? Just tell me what you think. Type in the chat box. Tell me what you think. Is this good or bad? Guys? Some say good, some say bad. Okay. Before I give you the answer, look at the revenue here. Okay, see that revenue column? For the number 2 listing, ranked number 2, it's doing just $2,900 a month. Is that good or is that eh? The third listing, less than $1,000 a month. That's the 3rd ranked product. Now, the 4th one there, that's probably brand driven because it's like a freak exception. It's doing 10,000, which isn't even a lot, by the way. But let's just kick that one out. Okay, under that, less than $1,500 a month and $2,600. That's for a month. So this is a great example of unloved, boring, under the radar product, but what? It doesn't have enough what? Yeah, it doesn't have enough demand. Write that word down and put 15 stars by it. Because you want boring, overlooked, and unloved by other sellers, but it has to have enough what? Demand. Has to, no exception. So these Chicken Coop numbers, they're just kind of ugly, right? Would you agree? So you want unloved and overlooked, but you don't want unwanted, okay? Unwanted is not one of Traian's criteria. There must be demand. Does that make sense to you guys? Question, do you guys see how easy these products are to identify? Just using these 2 steps that I've shown you that Traian's using. So the 2 steps, just super quick, are a randomization method that we use to identify product opportunities that fit his secret algorithm, combined with this real quick, easy, like, 60-second spot check to see that the product is either wanted or unwanted. Like, in other words, is there adequate demand for me to waste my time on this product? Does that make sense? Okay, good. Let's look at the other product, right? Travel bag for women. Let's see if that one's good or bad. Now, this one should just leap off the screen at you. I mean, look at these numbers, right? So look, knowing nothing about Amazon, I could show my 17-year-old son, Alex. He's 17 years old. I can't believe it. Makes me sound like an old guy, doesn't it? And I could say, Alex, which niche looks better? The Chicken Coop or travel bag for women? Now, if I just showed him this one and I said, just look at the revenue, no brainer, right? 15,000, 56,000, 12,000. Underneath that, 28,000 a month sales. And he'd be like, duh, dad, no brainer, travel bag for winter, or for winter, travel bag for women. And like, he doesn't know anything about Amazon, but even a 17-year-old with no knowledge could do this quick 60-second demand check. Okay, don't overthink this, guys. Don't overthink this. All this demand check does is it tests for what? Is it wanted or unwanted by the market? It has to be wanted, has to be wanted. So look at the number one with just 15 reviews. See that? 15 reviews, which is nothing. This guy's doing $15,000 a month. With just 200 reviews, this person's doing $56,000 a month. We've got another one here, 9 reviews, $12,000 a month. I mean, come on. So look, even if I go all the way down to position number 46, okay? So if you look, if you bring your eye to the far left of that, see it says like 32, 33, 34, blah, 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 all the way down to number 46 that has a red box around it. So that means they're ranked number 46 for this keyword, found randomly by the Sweet Spot Finder opportunity. He's doing $59,000 a month for this keyword. That means you can be ranked number 41 for this keyword. See, just a couple notches up, and still do 20,000. You can be number 36 with just 150 reviews. You can be doing, what's number 36 doing? 15,000 a month. Guys, come on. This is the big difference of wanted versus unwanted. This is not tough stuff to learn. This is easy. And that's the next thing that you have to understand about the Traian Sweet Spot Finder process. Again, wanted versus unwanted. I hope that I've given you the confidence that you can do this rather easily. So we got chicken coop, unwanted, versus travel bag for women. Clearly that is wanted. Like, you want it so obvious as you go through this process, and there's a rhythm to using this method that's so efficient that Traian came up with. I love it. So in summary, finding sweet spot opportunities the way that Traian does. Number one, randomization to find what? Overlooked, ignored, unloved by other sellers, products that fly under the radar and are unseen by other tools. And how do you uncover those? You do it using the Sweet Spot Finder software. Okay. Number two, then we do a quick 30, 60-second spot check, just like you saw me do with the chicken coop. And we determine, is this thing wanted or what? Unwanted. Unwanted. Then number three, we're going to turn our back on the win big, lose big type of products, because those are risky all or nothing bets, right? And then number four, instead of win big, lose big, we're going to focus on products that have what? A BFJ, a big, fat, juicy return on investment that produces small, consistent, compounding gains so we can scale and grow fast without all that risk, okay? Guys, we are only on step one, but can you already see how Traian's method can find products that can make you guys a lot of money relatively easily? Yes. And understanding how to eliminate bad products right from the start, like I showed you, wouldn't you agree that will be proving incredibly valuable, both in time and money in your business? Yes, we call this dud avoidance, okay? This would be hugely valuable, saving you time and money, right? So now, before we leave this step, one more thing I just want to show you. I wanted to circle back to this concept of the BFJ, the big, fat, and juicy ROI. Why does Traian obsess on this? Return on investment. Now, remember, I planted the seed earlier. I said, I'm going to loop back and I'm going to say there's a difference between profit margin and return on investment. Sounds kind of like a boring topic, doesn't it? Oh, it's not going to be boring when I show you the impact. The reason you want a big, fat, juicy ROI is because it buys you what's called a margin of safety. Buys you a margin of safety. Okay, look, it's easier if I just show you. Let's compare two products. Okay, remember, we found the brown wrapping paper from the Sweet Spot Finder, and we also found a floor mirror, okay? So brown wrapping paper, which, again, never in a million years would have thought of that, or found if I had been using all of the traditional product picking methods. And same with the floor mirror. I mean, it just, like, it wouldn't even have come up on my radar ever. But with this tool, now it does. Now, just to clarify, we are not transitioning from the product, choosing process yet. We're just getting into like, what if you have two products that both look equally viable using Traian's system? Like, let's say they both are sweet spots and they both are kind of boring under the radar products, but they both have good demand. Then what? Like, how do you pick? Like, what if he's got 6 like this? How do you know which one to pull the trigger on? And that would probably be very useful to know. Would you agree? Now, look, I'm sorry to teach you a little bit of math. They always say never, ever teach math during a presentation because the people will like tune out. But look, you guys are smart. That's why you're here. You're smart, you're motivated. So I'm not going to like dumb this down for you guys. All right, fair enough. This is advanced stuff. So let's not be afraid of math. Just stick with me here. Let's look at the brown wrapping paper. Brown wrapping paper. Okay, if we sell this for $26.99, and we're going to pay Amazon referral fee of $405 plus $809 for pick and pack at FBA. We got storage fees of 66 cents. So in this case, total landed cost $4.30. So we're basically selling this on Amazon for $27 retail. With me? And our landed cost is basically $4 and change. So selling it for 27, landed cost $4, right? What's our profit? So our profit is $9.89. Okay, $9.89. And it's a pretty nice 36% profit margin. Would you agree? And most of you, that's where you would stop. You'd say, gee, Ben, I have a 36% profit margin. Let's do this already. Come on, Cummings. Well, maybe you should do this. But then again, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe there's a better product instead. So there's a big difference between profit margin and return on investment. Now I know, look, I'm sorry if this is old hat to some of you, but I would say that for the majority of us, this is kind of like an epiphany. Like, well, wait a minute, I kind of thought they're both the same, aren't they? No, they're not at all. Let's look at the ROI. Now, so how do you calculate return on investment is you take the profit margin you made. So like in other words, we in our pocket keep $9.89, okay? And we divide that by our landed cost, which is our cost. Okay, so our profit then divided by our landed cost. So again, look, don't nitpick the numbers, just go with the general idea here, okay? So for brown wrapping paper, this gives a big, fat, juicy ROI of 230%. Meaning, okay, pay attention, meaning for every $4.30 you invest per unit, that's our cost. So for every $4.30 we put into each unit, you make back how much? Almost $10, almost $10 a unit in profit. Not bad, right? Put another way, if you invest $10,000 in this inventory, okay, well, first of all, you'll make back $23,000 in profit, but wait, that's not it. That's not all. So you'll get back the profit, and you'll also get back your $10,000 initial investment as part of that. Okay, so invest $10,000, you get $23,000 of profit, plus you get your $10,000 of investment back. Meaning you put $10,000 in, you're getting out $33,000. That is why ROI is so important. Now I know you're like, okay, I kind of get it. So let me show you example 2, the floor mirror. Now again, in this example, we're sort of comparing, hey, we could release a brown wrapping paper or we could release a floor mirror. They both seem equally viable on the surface. How do we know which one is going to be the best product for us? So now we're going to analyze the floor mirror. I'm going to go through this real quick because time is my enemy, not my friend today. The price is roughly $50 that we can retail this on Amazon for a similar floor mirror. So just roughly $50 we can sell this thing for on Amazon. You're going to pay Amazon fees of $7.50, $12.99, and $1.88. So landed cost all in, if we ship by ocean freight, roughly $9.70. You guys with me? Okay, so we can sell it for $50. Our cost is $9.70. Now, our profit though is $16.15 per unit. Now, look at the left side. So we actually make more raw profit on the floor mirror, right? Like we make $9.89 on a brown wrapping paper, but we make $16 in profit on the floor mirror. So you would think, oh, the floor mirror, that's the one I'm going to go with. Are you sure? Are you sure? If we only look at the profit margin here, they're equal. You think, Ben, give me a break. It's 36%. It's the same as the other one. They're both 36%. So both products are equal, right? Wrong. The Floramir, for every 10,000 you put in, you get 28,000 out. Okay. Brown wrapping paper, remember, for every 10,000 you get 33,000 out. You only get 28,000 out for the Floramir. Guys, that's a factor of $5,000. Okay. So yes, they both have the exact same profit margin of 36%. Are you with me? But look at the ROI. ROI, totally different story. Ben, that doesn't seem like too much of a difference, right? Wrong, guys, wrong. It's a huge difference. You make an extra 5,000. I mean, look, unless you hate money or something for the same time, effort, and energy. Look, when two products look equally viable, sorry, I'm going with the brown wrapping paper. You can go with the Floramir, all right? Now, would you like to see how big of an impact that 5,000 actually has on you? Because remember, I showed you some pretty stunning numbers of how fast Traian grew his Amazon business, how he scaled. You want to know one of his secrets? You're about to see it. Imagine we applied this, this mental model to every product that you ever release. So you have two seemingly equal product opportunities, but look at what this does to our ability to scale like Traian did. First, brown wrapping paper. We got to buy 10,000 worth of inventory, but we get 33,000 out. We then reinvest everything. So this time we can buy 33,000 of inventory now. Now we get 109,000 out. Okay. We reinvest like this 2 more times. The result, you end up taking 1.186 million out. And by the way, this is called inventory turn. And look, I'm giving you like the best case, right? This doesn't factor in like sponsored ad costs and yada, 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 but just go with the high concept here because this is huge. Okay. But look at the difference with the Floramir. Now keep in mind on the surface, same profit margin, 36%, but wow, look at what the ROI difference, what the impact is. After 5 inventory turns, the difference between the two products, guys, the impact is an extra $500,000 if you went with the brown wrapping paper. Isn't that crazy? That's wild, isn't it? I bet you never realized that, did you? So here's a lesson, write this down. The seller who always puts his or her money into the higher ROI product, they're going to have more money for scaling into more products later. Guys, speed and profits. Speed and profits. There we go again with that, Ben. That's right. Will you shut up about speed and profits? I won't, okay? That really is the summation of Traian's whole approach, speed and profits. Thanks to Traian, Lilia hit 602,000 on Amazon in sales and learned firsthand the power of getting ROIs of 130% to 150%. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. And also, Joe Lau here thanks Traian for his methods, and he expects to bring in another $1 million in revenue at 40% net profit. And he says, quote, Traian's unique product selection method is amazing. So guys, this is proof yet again of the power of Traian's approach, okay? So that's step 1, finding sweet spot products. Now, there are obviously several more steps that he goes through before he actually sources a product. He has a killer 6-step process. So there's exactly 6 steps that he's come up with a system for to find and ultimately choose which products to sell on Amazon. And I showed you a couple of those, but guys, this gives you some very, very good ideas about what step 1 looks like, right? This is an important, vital step, okay? Is this pretty cool? A little different, isn't it? A little different, okay? Just the part about ROI, just the part about randomization, just the part about looking at where the rest of the market isn't looking. Boring, overlooked, unwanted, and unloved by other sellers, but wanted. Wouldn't it have been nice to know this when we had first got started on Amazon? Yeah. So anyway, that's why step 1 in Traian's speed and profit formula is uncovering those glorious sweet spot product opportunities with what? Big, fat, juicy ROIs using randomization and the Sweet Spot Finder app. And you can now see why it's always his starting point in his business, in his step 1, the Sweet Spot Finder. Okay, step number 2, the product moat. That's moat as in M-O-A-T, moat. moat. Now, once you learn how to select products using the sweet spot finder approach, in step 2, he builds on that. And he finds a way to have what's called a moat, to build a moat around that private label product. Folks, this is so, so critical, and here's why. Guys, what's the great thing about private label? What's the great thing about private label? Go ahead and type in the chat box. What's the great thing about private label? Let me see. Anyone can do it. Branding, fast to get products to market. You can own the brand, build the brand, you own it. Okay. Yeah. So none of these are wrong that I'm looking at here. Okay. None of those are wrong, but let me give you my take. What the great thing is about private label, what makes it great is that anybody with a credit card can private label a product. What's the bad thing about private label? That's right. Anybody with a credit card can private label a product. In other words, it's easy as hell to knock you and me off, right? If it's easy for you to launch a product, newsflash, it's easy for another Amazon seller. Am I right or am I wrong? So let me ask you a question. Would you agree? I know Artie's image is great. Would you agree that the fatal flaw of private labeling is that anybody can do it so easily? It's just too easy to copycat you, right? And by the way, these are actual screenshots from China. So we have Sunbucks Coffee, we have Arm and Hatchet, we have Crust. Oh boy, it just makes you want to brush your teeth with fresh minty crust, doesn't it? Oh, these are great. How many times do I see someone make a product and you can start having great sales, right? And 6 months later, all of a sudden, boom, what happens? That's right. The rug gets pulled out and your sales plummet. But why? Have you ever really thought about why? Well, here's why. That's because the next round of Amazon sellers, they just entered the market. Yippee for us. They saw how well you were doing and they decided to just copy your product and compete with you, right? Now, one of the reasons it happens is because we're all using, well, first of all, you learned that in the first session, we're all using the traditional top-down approach. Duh. Now you see the error of your ways. So in a big sense, step 1 of Traian's process really mitigates that a lot. But let me ask you this. When you select a good product, you're having some good sales, and then you see a bunch of new sellers come in and just copycat you. Do you guys like when that happens? Oh, I love it too. I just love it, right? No, I can't stand it. So let's talk about the power of the moat, okay? Now imagine a way that you can create a moat surrounding your product, okay? Kind of like a big, intimidating, Game of Thrones style castle moat like you see here in the slide. And I'm actually gonna text my wife, Emily, because I'm gonna have her make me an espresso. Make me an espresso, please. Okay. You're like, Ben, the last thing we need is more espresso, man. You sound like shot out of a cannon. I know. This moat, if you had this moat would make your product unique. It makes your product, superior in some small way. It doesn't have to be in a big way, just a small way. The key word is it makes your product defensible. Okay, write that down. You got to make your product defensible. In football, it's not all about offense. You have to have defense as well. You have to be defensible. Now, imagine if all of the products that started out as private label, what if all your products had a defensible moat like this? Like, what do you think that would do for your longevity of that product on Amazon? What would it do to maintain and sustain your sales, to just the overall sustainability of your Amazon business if you had a moat surrounding all of your private label products? That'd be a game changer, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. And also, by the way, it would probably lower my stress level by like 90%, right? And it would lower yours too, wouldn't it? So I first learned about the importance of a moat, of a business moat, from one of my entrepreneurial heroes, one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs on earth, Mr. Warren Buffett, or as we call him around our household, Uncle Warren. And he said, But all the time, if you've got a wonderful castle, there are people out there who are going to try and attack it and take it away from you. And I want a castle that I can understand, but I want a castle with a moat around it. How great is that? That guy's so smart. Question, Ben. So the question is, how do you do this? Sounds great in theory, but how do you do it? Like, I'm not an inventor, and Ben, I've never had an original idea in my life, so help me here. All right, fair enough. I get it. Trust me. I'm not like a Thomas Edison type inventor either. I mean, trust me, I'm far from it. And just as a mindset here, because you have to have your head space right about this concept, even if I was some like mad scientist inventor, I can tell you that inventing something totally unique takes way, way too long to bring to market, way too long. So I wouldn't even want to do that, even if I was a Thomas Alva Edison type, okay? So it begs the question, how do you take an ordinary, somewhat generic, boring product? How do you give that type of product a moat, right? And more importantly, how do you do this inexpensively? And I'm very impatient. I want to know, how do you do it fast? So first of all, a couple of quick myths. Myth number one, it costs a lot of money to make your product unique. Bzz, no, I'm going to show you why that is utter nonsense. Myth number two, it's hard to make your product unique. Bzz, utter nonsense. Myth number three, you need to be really smart or have specialized knowledge to make your product unique. Bzz, wrong, wrong, and wrong. Traian enters product categories all the time, just so you guys know, where he knows nothing about that market or that product, nothing, zero product expertise. And yet, he gives all of his products, well, the majority of his products, a moat. And it would shock you to learn he only spends $150 to about $350 total to build those moats. And it only takes him about 2 to 3 weeks and he's done. He's done. Okay, would you like to see an example? Yes. So have you ever heard of a website called Upwork? Okay. I'm assuming here most of you have heard of it. Have you guys heard of this? Yep. Okay, so pretty much everybody. Well, it's not just for graphic design. It's everything. Okay, but it's okay. So Upwork is a fantastic site, by the way, where you can hire various freelancers to do just about anything, and I do mean anything, any type of outsourced labor that you need. We hired somebody very inexpensively to custom code a Shopify site. I hired Chinese translators. I hired copywriters. I hired people that were experts at getting PR. And I've definitely hired graphic designers too, right? I've hired people to make, very customized Excel spreadsheets for me. So literally, pretty much anything you can think of, there's probably a highly skilled person that you can hire for cheap for that task on Upwork, okay? Now, as you can see on the screen, and this is an actual person that Traian hired. He's a trained engineer from the UK. Oh, my lovely wife just brought my espresso. What kind of espresso is this? Which color?
Purple.
Purple, okay.
Like arpeggio.
Yeah, I know. I'm addicted to Nespresso, and they have these different. Okay, anyway. Okay, so Traian hired this trained engineer from the UK. Okay, he paid this guy a whopping $350. As you can see on the screen, that was his budget, and that's what he paid, $350. So like not exactly breaking the bank here, folks. A whopping $350. But what this engineer did is he made Traian a custom mold, M-O-L-D, a custom mold for a very small, simple design improvement that Traian made to a relatively basic private label product. All right, you with me here? $350, about 2 weeks, boom, done. Now he's got a product moat. Someone in chat says, what's a mold, Ben? What's a mold? Okay, a mold, spelled M-O-L-D. So it's basically like a hollow container used to like give shape to a hot liquid material like plastic when you manufacture products. It's like what they pour the plastic into when you private label a toy or a spatula, right? They pour the plastic into a mold. It's part of the manufacturing process. All the factories use it. anyway, as you can see on the upper left-hand corner, it says a design for CAD mold. See that? CAD mold. Now, look, don't worry about all the technical jargon. Okay, that's stuff that Traian will teach you at his masterclass. Okay, the jargon, guys, that's the easy part, right? Just get the high concept on this webinar. He got this custom mold for this private label product. All he did was he made one easy small improvement to an existing private label product, so he could just walk into that private label product and make one little tweak, $350, done. And this way he didn't have to wait like months and months and months. He could just make this one little tweak, get the mold made, and then he could launch the product. Now, this improvement, it was enough of an improvement to make this product unique, to have a truly unique advantage. Again, it doesn't have to be a big, 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 huge advantage. Small hinges swing big doors. So for $350, he now has what I call knockoff insurance, right? He's got a knockoff insurance, meaning he can't easily be knocked off by the latest, Amazon seller that wants to get rich on that platform. He's got a moat, like Warren Buffett calls a moat. He's got a product that he can now authentically advertise on Amazon as this is unique, this is superior, there's nothing else like it, here's why, and you can tell that product narrative now. And there's not, now there's not an Amazon seller in the world who can raid his castle. Are you guys with me? Well, look, they can try, but now he can sue them. So that means his product by definition is now defensible, both legally and in the marketplace. There's that word again, write that word down, defensible, that's a big one. Would you agree that making yourself immune to competition is a pretty important thing for us, those of us that are doing private label on Amazon? Yes. So, it looks like somebody in the chat, they're asking about what does CAD mold mean? So don't worry about that terminology right now. That's the easy part to learn later when Traian will be teaching you how he does this in detail in his live workshop. So for now, just take in the learning. Don't worry about the jargon, okay? I'm telling you, that part's the easy part. Now, the big idea here is, can you and I make some simple improvements to a mediocre product? Almost always the answer is yes, okay? Almost always. If not, if it would be too expensive to make that customization, move on. Just move on. There's a million other products out there, So don't get fixated on one product. Find the private label products where you can easily make a customization. So now you have a moat. But Ben, how do I come up with these simple product improvements? Okay, it's easy. You have the most incredible research tool that's hiding in plain sight. Product reviews. Ta-da! Question, would it be possible to go grab your laptop, hang out at the local Starbucks, read the reviews of the #1 competitor, just go down the reviews, see what the product flaw is that's really pissing people off, or that the reviewers are writing about saying that there's like a missing product attribute or feature, right? Or something they wish the product had. They'll put those right in those reviews. You don't have to ever be creative. I'm not creative. Let the marketplace tell us exactly what the customization should be. That simple. And by the way, would it shock you to learn that Traian knew nothing? I mean, absolutely nothing about this product or this market before he customized it for $350. How'd he do it? The reviews, right? Now, look, I, again, learn better when I see examples. So let me just show you an actual example. This is a quick and dirty one. This is not exactly what Traian does because we'd be here all day. I just want to show you high concept. So let's go back. Let's reuse our sweet spot finder list that we're kind of working our way through, so I can show you kind of the flow and rhythm of this. This is okay. This is bow and arrow for kids. That's an interesting one. Again, never would have found this in a million years without sweet spot finder. 61,000 exact monthly searches. Okay. So step one, you type that keyword into Amazon. Let's look. Let's look at the top ranked product here. This is Toysery Kids Archery Bow and Arrow Toy Set with Target Outdoor Garden Fun Game. Good God, that's a mouthful. Now, this is a plastic product. Great, so that means we can pretty easily create a unique mold for this product. So first of all, we have a carrying case. Okay, see that? It's plastic. So we could maybe do something interesting with the carrying case, maybe niche it, maybe theme it, right? If they come out with a Robin Hood movie and make it a Robin Hood theme, a Game of Thrones theme, I don't know what. but just a different design. Okay, then we have the arrows. The arrows are plastic. Those would be super easy to niche, theme, or customize. The bow is plastic. The target, okay, even the target, that red thing, that has the numbers on it that you see there, we could create a custom shape for it maybe, right? Like a custom shape, something really cool that a kid would love to aim a shoot at, maybe like a funny monster face, like a funny, crazy, smiling cartoon face. I don't know what, but something really cool that a kid might love that just kind of pops in those Amazon images, right? It could be as simple as that. Now, you'd want a really good bow and arrow. And I don't know, frankly, enough about this product at all, but if you were to buy like 6 or 7 of these bow and arrows right off of Amazon, just have them shipped to your house, use them, play with them. Your neighbors will think you've lost your mind, but that's okay. And look, just mess around with them enough, you'll find the obvious improvements that you can make. And then it's just a matter of like you hire the engineer on Upwork for $350. The point is you don't have to invent some big innovation. You guys get that? It might be as simple as just a larger bow. Maybe that makes it better. I don't know. Maybe whatever complaints that people are stating over and over again in those reviews or a feature request. Trust me, look, people love to be heard. They need significance. They're going to put it right in those negative reviews, aren't they? So just doing a quick skim of this particular product's reviews. I bet knowing nothing about this product, by the way, we could spend 30 minutes reading these negative reviews. We could probably find a simple improvement. So look right here. I see people are complaining about what? Arrow is flimsy. It snapped right in half. This person wrote, the 3 rods broke almost immediately, and the suction on the arrow didn't stick to the target at all. The middle one says, cheap plastic breaks easily. Right? See that? What are they all complaining about? The flimsiness of the arrows. So maybe we make our arrows tougher, stronger, thicker. Maybe we offer the only bow and arrow for kids with a lifetime guarantee that it'll never break. Well, that might be dangerous with kids. I'm just brainstorming here. And now in the Amazon listing, you have this great product narrative that you can tell when you customize a product like this, okay? And this is definitely a writer downer because product narratives sell. Product narratives sell. You can say, hey, every reviewer that we saw on Amazon, they complained about the arrows breaking. Every kid ends up breaking these things within 5 minutes of getting them. They end up crying and disappointed. And that's why I decided to invent my own superior kids arrow, which is safe, it's sturdy, yada, yada, yada. It's the only arrow on Amazon that comes with a lifetime guarantee that we promise will never break. We'll ship you a replacement, blah, 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 blah. You think that would perform pretty well? I think so. Now let's see how much this product is making. Just out of my own curiosity, I took a screenshot of this. Look at this. 90 reviews, just 90 reviews. This thing is raking in 17,000 a month. Not bad. And remember, guys, we never would have found this product. This wouldn't have even showed up on my radar without Traian's Sweet Spot Finder, okay? So let's go check Alibaba real quick. Let's see what we can source something very similar for. I literally, guys, don't overthink this. I did this like in 1 minute just so I could take a slide shot for you here. I'm sure you can find a much better price, but let's assume we could purchase this bow and arrow set landed with ocean freight to Amazon for $5 landed all in, okay? And by the way, here's a bonus tip. There's a great Google Chrome extension, hint, hint, that Traian and I released that we call the Ultimate FBA Calculator. You can grab it free at bencummings.com, and it's super useful because it brings up the profit calculation box for FBA right in your browser like this. And you can do very, very quick math. So this is real world. Let's have a look. Look in the upper right-hand corner. Remember I said I thought we could easily have this landed cost all in $5 a unit. So we put in $3.93 and then $1.07 estimated shipping cost. That would be $5 landed cost. I hope that's clear. If not, don't worry about it. Just kind of take it in. And as you can see, the seller is selling this for close to $26 for cheap plastic, okay, which is pretty cool. Profit margin, $8.08, meaning, for the $26 we sell this for, we get to keep $8 in our pocket as profit, okay? So $8 of profit, blah, 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 blah. And it just calculates it right here for you. You don't ever have to work this by hand, but so 31% profit margin. That's pretty darn good, I think, for a cheap plastic product. But what about the ROI? Okay, remember that from earlier? The impact of ROI and how fast Traian has been able to scale. We're making 161% ROI here. Wow. Question, does that qualify as a big, fat, juicy ROI? Yeah, sure does. I mean, for a cheap plastic toy that we could easily customize, we have pretty clear evidence that for every 10,000 I'm going to put in, we take out 26,000. I like those bets. It's like standing in front of a slot machine in Vegas. Every time I put in a dollar, imagine I'm getting back $2.60, right? I don't know about you. I love those odds. I love those numbers. So, all right, going back to the moat for this product. And by the way, are you guys finding this information useful? Please let me know in the chat box here. Very big time, big leagues. Super useful. Hell yeah. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Terry says incredible. Frederick says yeah. Yeah, Katya says love it, all caps. We got Christos going great. Yes, very useful, says Peter. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Stick with it. We are not close to being done. Okay, so take a stretch here. Mentally reset, guys. I want you to take this in because I'm going to start going even faster. We have so much to cover. Okay, let's make sure you guys are awake. All right. So going back to the moat for this product, the bow and arrow. Look, I think high level, you just buy several of these, bow and arrows on Amazon. You just ask yourself, what are the flaws I'm seeing here? Then you read the reviews and you say, what did they hate? Okay, so I'm talking like total all in, maybe like 90 minutes. Okay, this does not take long. Don't overthink it. You're just looking for those small feature improvements you can make. And guys, sometimes it's just a small visual improvement. Like maybe we make our toy a quote Game of Thrones, Middle Ages sort of theme just before they release the final season of Game of Thrones, which by the way, for my Game of Thrones fan, they keep delaying the release of that just to tease and titillate us, right? Just to tease us. But guys, just a visual improvement. It can be as simple as that and you're in the game. So anyway, there are exactly 7 steps that Traian will be teaching at his live workshop. He's genius at this moat stuff, and he's going to walk you through his 7-step moat process so that at the end, you end up with a truly unique, a truly special product that can't be knocked off easily. So now you finally have a freaking moat surrounding that private label product, okay? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. All right, so making a moat for your private label product, this is the second critical step in Traian's speed and profit formula. I'm gonna take a sip of my espresso here before it cools off. All right, step number 3, demand mapping. Oh, you're gonna love this one, demand mapping. So you find a product that's boring, unloved, and overlooked by other sellers, wanted and in demand by the marketplace, and has a what? A BFJ, a big fat juicy ROI. Then you learn how to make a moat for your product so it has longevity and it's now defensible. Now you're ready for step 3 in this process, demand mapping. What that blank is demand mapping? I'm glad you asked. Think of demand mapping like DNA genome mapping. I kind of just made that up. I don't even know if I said that right. I'm not a scientist, but it's like mapping the DNA, only instead of reverse engineering life, we're going to reverse engineer Amazon. That's pretty cool, right? Reverse engineering Amazon. Is that possible? In other words, hey, Amazon, can you tell us exactly what we need to do to sell a crazy amount of our product on your platform? Yes or no? Now, in the past, I would have said, not really. We don't really know. We can try to guess using keyword research, but Traian's answer, that evil little genius that he is, he would say, Ben, yes, we can. Now we can reverse engineer exactly what Amazon wants because, of course, he somehow figured it out. Let's talk relevancy. Relevancy. This is another write down a word, relevancy. Relevancy is a term that I use a lot in Fast Track. It's a term I use a lot in general with regards to ranking your product on Amazon, ranking your product. If you think about it, every sale on Amazon, as I said earlier, it starts from a customer first initially searching for that product. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. So how exactly does Amazon decide which products to show me? Like when I search for kids bow and arrow, what's their criteria? Why are they showing this guy's listing instead of this other girl's listing? The secret here is the R word, relevancy. Okay, so the goal of Amazon is that they want to maximize sales per visitor. Meaning out of like 100 random visitors who are right now on Amazon.com, literally right now, searching for a product to buy, we know that any little incremental shift, tweak, change that Amazon can make to get more of that percentage of people to buy will make them many, many millions of dollars per day, make them an exponential return. So their number one goal, if you had to boil it down, is they want to maximize sales per visitor. Well, let me ask you a question. What's the best way to maximize sales per visitor, right? What's the best way to do that? Well, the best way to do that is by predicting, we're trying to predict in advance which products I am most likely to buy when I'm hanging out on Amazon, right? So in other words, show me, Mr. Amazon, the most relevant products, okay? An example, if I type dog leash for small dog into Amazon, let's say I have one of those little, fashion chihuahuas that the girls in LA like to put in their purse, okay? Instead of showing me small dog leashes, Amazon instead chooses to show me leashes for big dogs. How likely am I to buy? Not very likely, low odds, right? But if they show me small dog leashes like you see here, would you agree I'm far more likely to buy now, aren't I? Common sense. But this relevancy issue in the eyes of Amazon, relevancy is huge, 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 huge issue for them. Okay, great, Ben. But how do I know if my product is seen as the most relevant product for a product search? Do I guess? Ben, do I try to, guess through my keyword research? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you what to do. It probably wouldn't shock you to know at this point that Traian has figured out a way, a genius way, to now have Amazon tell us, show us exactly where we can find out this information. So, so he made a software, and folks, I don't know how he does this stuff. I really don't. I mean, he's literally a genius, by the way. He's literally a rocket scientist. I'm not saying that tongue in cheek. He was in the Eastern European Genius Olympiads. I'm not joking. That's where he met his wife. They're both geniuses, literally both rocket scientists. Traian is from Romania, but he went to Cambridge in the UK. His wife, Steph, went to King's College, so two of the best colleges in the UK. Smart couple. So, don't ask me how he figures this stuff out. I don't have a clue, okay? All I know is he does, and I'm very, very happy that he does because it makes me a lot of money. So he made this app for himself, this app that I'm about to show it to you. I renamed it because I'm much better at the titles than he is. I call it Relevancy Psychic. Why? Because Relevancy Psychic reads the mind of Amazon, as you're going to see, okay? Now, let's go back to our kids' bow and arrow again. Now look at the slide. Look at where that arrow is. Ben, I don't have that link in my browser that says show relevant scores. That's right, you don't. Ben, how'd you get that on your screen? Because that's what the Relevancy Psychic tool does, is you can now see that every single listing will now display, ready? Wait for it. Boom, baby, boom. Look at this. I just clicked the link that the app generates and voila, you just unlocked the treasure chest, haven't you? Okay, take a look at this. While you're looking at this amazing slide on your screen, it's important that you understand that these are not just keyword guesses. This is actual relevancy, literally straight from Amazon. Take that in for a minute. Holy bleep, right? So yeah, the information, it gets pulled right out of the listing. Don't ask me how. I don't know how. Only Traian does. He pulls it right out of the listing for every single product on Amazon. That little evil genius that Traian is, he found out where to find this data for every listing. And he somehow built an app that will display it in an organized way just for our eyes only. So guys, this isn't guesswork anymore. This is the actual relevancy for keywords for this freaking listing. Do you guys get this? And I did not give you the best case, situation here, as I'll show you, because I want to give you real world. I literally just did this one at random. I pulled this info right from the underbelly of Amazon A9 using this app. Is that not wild? So for example, for this listing, and this is listing specific. So this is for this listing. Are you guys with me? So like, picture this is your number one competitor. I don't know if this really is ranked number one. I'm just saying as an example, this is to study the competitors' listings. And you'll understand this in a second. Amazon thinks that boys pretend hunting gear is 100% relevant for this listing, but you can clearly see it's a useless keyword, right? Why? Well, it has 0 exact monthly searches. So we just ignore that one, okay? Then we have bow and arrow. All right, see that? Bow and arrow is 98% relevant. This keyword has 34,000 exact monthly searches. So imagine that you went to the 7 or 8 or 9 best-selling listings, and you just look at this data and you see what is the most relevant stuff in the eyes of Amazon. Not a guess, right there in front of you. What's the most relevant? It's like a roadmap for you. And then what if you just mirror that in your listing? Crazy, right? Again, I wasn't exaggerating when I said it's like you unlocked the treasure chest. So bow and arrow, 98% relevant, so huge relevancy. The keyword has 34,000 exact searches, so it's a killer keyword. But this next one, I like a lot. Because remember, we're not going for win big, lose big, are we? Where you either like win it all or lose it all. We're going for what? Small, consistent, big, fat, juicy sweet spots. So look at this one, kid archery. Okay, see that? Right at the top of the screen, kid archery. First of all, I never would have come up with that keyword on my own. Second, 99% relevant. It's an awesome search term because it's very, very specific. It has 1,700 exact monthly searches. You never would have thought of this keyword. At least I never would have without this data. And now it's staring you in the face for any product you want to look up for your bestsellers that you are competing head on with, okay? So relevancy psychic is one of 7 steps that Traian goes through, taking a product through what he calls the demand mapping process. Demand mapping. Very appropriate term he's come up with, because why? It maps the demand. You guys with me? So basically, the point of demand mapping is for Traian to uncover in advance, like exactly what he needs to put in the title, in the bullets, what keywords he should remove, what keywords he needs to include, because they're either vital or they're a waste of time. Now we know, guys. It's like X-ray vision. So like, what do most Amazon sellers do when they write a product title? They make them what? As long as humanly possible, right? To the point that they're on the verge of like getting in trouble with Amazon, right? Okay. But with this process and using this app, relevancy psychic, you might actually learn, hey, I only need to keep the first like 3 words in my title. That's it. Because those 3 words are going to dramatically increase my relevancy. There's that word again, my relevancy in the eyes of Amazon. And folks, Amazon's eyes are the only eyes that matter. All right. So like kids archery, that now gives me a relevancy score of 99. I move that, I make that prominent in my title, and that keyword becomes a profit sweet spot because we can easily rank for that keyword opportunity, right? Again, just an example, kind of off the cuff, but I just wanted to give you real world of how I and Traian use this new information now. It's killer. Question, do you see how powerful this is, guys? No more playing blind archery. Boom, boom, folks, I'll be here all night. Pun intended. Now, look, I know we've been doing the bow and arrow thing, and some of you will get that cheesy, corny joke tomorrow, right? Flew over some of your heads, but yeah, no more playing blind archery. Get it now? So look, there are other steps to the demand mapping process, obviously. And if it's okay, I'd like to show you another cool part of this that Traian has figured out. It's brilliant, okay? Get ready for this. Have you ever seen those Amazon choice badges on certain products? Yes. Have you ever wondered how certain products get an Amazon choice badge? Well, would you like to know how you can force Amazon to give your product one of those badges? Yes. Yeah, you do. Trust me. My God, you guys are greedy people. You guys are really greedy, aren't you? You're all typing in yes, 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 yes. Okay. Why are Amazon choice badges, why are they so useful? Well, bottom line, they increase sales. Now, I can just speak to my own listings. Our listings that have Amazon choice badges, those listings, they sell 30 to 40% more units than listings without it. It's huge, guys. It's huge. Okay. And I know a lot of you guys, tell me similar things, that having that badge makes a big bump in your sales. Okay. Now, how do I get it though? Well, first of all, Amazon's choice badge is linked to Amazon Alexa or the Echo device, right? That's that device where you say, "Hey Alexa, buy me bananas." "Hey Alexa, play this song by the Beatles." "Hey Alexa, what's the weather outside in Rochester?" Etc. Now, when somebody is using their Echo device and they say something like, "Hey Alexa, I need to order lens wipes," what does Alexa do? Let's just think this through. Now, this is an auditory ordering system, and because it's now hit such critical mass, and because we know Amazon thinks it's so important, like they don't yet have a way to have some 3D image like zoom, like hover in the air like out of a scene of Star Wars to show you the lens wipes. No, it does everything by voice command, right? By voice only. So when we say, "Alexa, I want to order lens wipes," Alexa is going to add lens wipes straight to your cart, and then you buy it. Keyword, straight to your cart. It adds straight, add to cart. I'm going to say it one more time. It adds straight, add to cart. Ah, Ben, I think I know where you're going. Straight, add to cart. Okay, here we go. So it's going to add that listing to the cart that has what? The Amazon's Choice badge. Oh, wait a minute. So when I say, "Alexa, order lens wipes," it's going to choose the Amazon's Choice product. Yes, exactly. So if you want to influence Amazon to give us that badge, what do we have to do? Well, think about it. We have to get a customer to add our product to their cart without ever seeing our listing. Well, that's pretty interesting. So in other words, Ben, are you saying we have to mimic what Alexa does, add it straight to cart without them ever actually having to look at the listing? So in theory, yeah, I guess you could buy like a dozen of these Echo devices and you could like keep ordering your product. You could get an Amazon's Choice badge that way, but it's not practical at all, right? Because you'd have to do it for like multiple keywords, blah, 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 blah. But now imagine the following, and you're going to love this. Imagine someone just saw your Facebook ad. They go to this landing page. It says the secret deal will be gone in, and there's a countdown clock. And it says set of 3 suction baby balls for toddlers, yada, yada, yada. Normally $17. You pay just $3.95. Now, when you click the claim your coupon code button, see that? And you want to pay attention here because I have to move fast. You click claim your coupon now. And by the way, Traian coded this in ClickFunnels. So those of you that will be attending the live event, you get all this stuff, okay? So you click claim your coupon now. This pop-up appears with your single-use coupon code. Now, watch what happens. When you click go to Amazon, look what it does. Boom. It has this alert. What does this alert say? It says, please make sure you copy the coupon first before leaving this page. Huh. Why did you think he had this alert appear? Well, you'll see why this is important later. It is ingenious. Then it adds the product straight to their shopping cart, just like what? Just like Alexa. That's right. So in other words, when they click go to Amazon button, it doesn't show them the listing. Are you with me? Instead, boom, it bypasses that listing and adds it straight to their shopping cart using a special link structure that Traian has figured out. The most important feature here, though, I just want to beat this dead horse, is the person adds it straight to their cart, just like Alexa would do. That's the secret sauce here, okay? Now, this is why the landing page, by the way, has been built the way it has been built by Traian. This works. He's tested it like crazy. On the landing page, you want to present the product details right there on the landing page. You also want to give a discount so they're not having much of a need at all to even look at the Amazon listing. Are you with me? The goal is to make the person who visits the landing page confident to just buy the product without having to see the listing on Amazon. It's ingenious. Now, something else that I just have to show you. It's really devious. that my evil little brainiac Traian did. I just had to show you this, guys. I hope you don't mind. The link structure that Traian invented. Now, I'm pretty good at this link structure stuff. And even I can't figure out how he's done what I'm about to show you. So get this. When somebody clicks that go to Amazon button, okay, so this button right here, go to Amazon, it actually opens up 2 tabs. Yes, 2 tabs at the same time. So it tricks Amazon search. It tricks Amazon into thinking that somebody first searched for a keyword, in this case, suction baby bowl, and then it also simultaneously opens up a second tab. It just happens automatically with Traian's genius that he came up with. So it adds the product to the person's cart. So you can see here, just this one click of the link, 2 things actually happen in a browser. First, it looks like a keyword search. So now you can get an Amazon choice badge for a specific keyword like a sniper. And number 2, it also adds the product directly to the cart. Is that wild or what, guys? I just had to show this to you. Now, by the way that Amazon tracks things, I'm going to kind of geek out, so just tolerate me for a moment. The way Amazon tracks things, it's through something called sessions. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but Amazon tracks things by sessions. So when we click that button in the ClickFunnels page, it automatically opens up 2 tabs in the browser, like you see right here, right? Guys with me? Okay, but to Amazon, this appears like the same browser session. If you're a little technical, your mind just went, okay? And if you're not, very technical, don't worry about it. Just know this works. It works incredibly well. So that's a hack to get the Amazon's choice badge for any product, for any keyword. Does it work? Well, Amir A, who looks pretty chilled here on his boat, doesn't he? He says, quote, Traian has hacks for everything on Amazon. He says Traian has the best system for finding new products and new keywords, and helped Amir promote his product, get Amazon Choice Badge and Amazon Bestseller Badge, highly recommended. Jackie H says Traian is the man. He says that thanks to Traian, it'll mean $100,000 more to his business because, quote, I couldn't control the Amazon's Choice Badge, but since learning from Traian, I now have badges on all, I repeat, all my products. He says he made 20 to 30% more sales already this year versus last year. Folks, you think this stuff works? That's pretty insane, right? That sonic boom that I just heard around the world, that was like your mind's sort of getting blown, wasn't it? That's pretty insane stuff. Guys, does this open your eyes to what you can really do when you learn this stuff? I mean, can you see yourself having more product sales if you had an Amazon Choice Badge for your products? This is just one part of Traian's system known as demand mapping. He's got 7 steps in all that make up demand mapping. And again, I just showed you one of the pieces to this. So imagine, guys, unleashing all 7 steps of that demand mapping process in your Amazon business. I'm sure you can imagine what that would do. So powerful, so profitable. It's like you have X-ray vision into your marketplace. Okay, let's move on. Step number 4, copywriting DNA. Now you're going to find this one very interesting. I'm going to go through this very, very quick. So now we've uncovered sweet spot products from step 1 that are what? They're boring, they're overlooked, they're unloved and ignored by other sellers. They're underneath the radar because they don't show up on other tools, but they're in demand. Like in other words, we know they're wanted by the marketplace. Then step 2, you've given that product a moat so that now, once you get it ranked, it has longevity and sustainability no matter how many sellers try to storm the gates of your castle. And then you've read the mind of Amazon, like with X-ray vision, to map the demand for that product. Is it relevant? How to get that relevancy? What's next? Well, the next step in this speed and profits formula is copywriting DNA. I want to introduce you. So let me give you a concept, market alignment. Write that down. That's a writer downer, and I hope my slides are okay. Something weird just happened, but market alignment, this is going to be huge. Okay. So, okay, let me give you this in context. So now we're going from how do we pick the product all the way to now you've sourced it. You're now sitting down and you've got to write a listing that's going to make you a lot of money. Like, how do you do that? Well, okay, so marketing alignment is one of those keys. Market alignment is when you align your Amazon listing. So like the words, the images, the adjectives, the phrases, the emotions, the frustrations, when you align all that stuff with what the marketplace wants. Here's what we've learned. The closer we can get to that market alignment, you dramatically increase the chance that they're going to buy, because you are quite literally feeding back to those impulse buyers exactly what they want to hear, what they want to see, what they want to experience in that product. Does that make sense? Now, the further away you get from this market alignment, the further away you get from the sale, since there's a disconnect. Now, they can't really explain the disconnect to you, right? The result is like they just don't buy, okay? Does that make sense? So you've seen this happen in listings, haven't you? They look good, the listing feels good, by every measure they should be doing good, but they're not doing good. Their sales suck. Why? Why that happens is they're all hat and no cattle, as they say in Texas. Okay, so you can look good, you can have the greatest images in the history of mankind, but guys, if there's market alignment, it won't sell, and you'll never really grasp the reason why. Well, I just told you this is why. You had misalignment with the market. There was a disconnect, right? So some of you can get very frustrated. You're like, Ben, I do every single thing you teach. It looks great. The images are great, yada, yada, yada. It's still not selling. Folks, this is why. This is the hidden X factor called market alignment. So like another way to language this is the language of the market. Ben, I'm not a writer. And in fact, I'm an even worse copywriter. So Ben, like, do I have to be some great copywriter to do market alignment? No. Let me ask you a question. How was Traian able to write Amazon listings such that he made about $800,000 in profits this summer and then made $7.5 million selling his business? Do you think it was because his English is so perfect? Yes or no? Guys, he's from Romania, okay? English is like a second language for him, okay? Well, Ben, how can that be? Well, do you remember in the last step when we had Amazon reveal what it's going to take to make our listing successful, right? Well, what if there was a way to basically do the exact same thing, but with the listing itself with regards to the copywriting of that listing, the words you used in the listing? There is. And of course, our evil little genius Traian has figured it out. What a shock. He calls it copywriting DNA. Now, this is a method that allows him to feed back Amazon's own language patterns, to feed back those powerful language phrases and adjectives that he finds exhibited in the best-selling products. And he feeds back these words and feelings and emotions, yada, yada, yada. He puts them into his listing. So he gets incredibly high converting listings. He gets sales right out of the gate, much higher than most of his competition. Question: do you have to be a creative person to use copywriting DNA? No. In fact, being creative is probably, at least in my view, a detriment when using copywriting DNA. Why? Because you're going to overthink the stuff. Okay, you're going to overthink it. I don't want you to be creative. Okay. Again, I like to show a real example. Let's look at a dry brush. Okay, see here on the screen a dry brush. Let's say you have a dry brush that's going to come into FBA soon, and you have to sit down and you have to figure out what to say in the listing. So we're going to analyze a best-selling competitor. Okay, so like this listing that you see here, just pretend this is a best-selling competitor. I don't actually know that it is. This is just something I use for the screenshot. Traian made a tool, a software called Copy DNA, which you can see here in the picture. The software does a deep dive into all the reviews of a competitor's product. So step one, using Copy DNA, you just, first of all, you paste in the ASIN of this best-selling competitor, which I did. Then the software does something brilliant for you. It goes out and it actually extracts data from all the reviews inside that listing. It does a deep dive, and then it pulls out, it extracts the most important words from those reviews. It highlights the frequency count for certain special words and phrases that we call fascination words. That's a writer-downer, fascination words. Okay, these can be adjectives, these are emotions, these are phrases. It could be product features. The language being used in the market that keeps appearing over and over again in those reviews for those best-selling products. Now, once we know what these fascination phrases are, get this, all Traian has to do is forklift the best ones right into his listing, and he's getting amazing results right out of the gate without even having to know anything about that market necessarily. Now, remember what I said earlier about market alignment. Keep that in mind as I show you this. You're going to love this. This is how we do market alignment using the copywriting DNA software. So super quick, high level, we don't have a lot of time left. So we plugged in a competitor's ASIN into Copy DNA. It spits out this spreadsheet. Please draw your eye to the top column. See the red box there? See where it says one-word phrases, and then next to it, two-word phrases, and then three-word phrases, all the way down to 7-word count phrases. See that? Okay. So first of all, from the screenshot, you can see that it extracts all these single words. And so we just ignore the most common words like I, the, and, it. Okay, so just ignore those. But take a look here. Just in this first quick example, look at how many one-word phrases are repeated that might be important. Now, this is a dry brush. But have you noticed that they're using skin, as in skin brush, 760 times? So they're using skin more than dry. Huh, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Now, the language of the marketplace, they're using skin more than dry. Now, there's a difference between language of the marketplace versus the keywords that you also want to weave into your listing in the last step. But take a mental screenshot of this because I'm going to show you something really cool. Here's something we noticed right off the bat. If we take a look at Traian's volumetric tool, which those of you that will be getting into the masterclass, you get all of these tools that I'm showing you, and this is one of them. It pulls the actual keyword data from Amazon, not a guess, the actual data from Amazon. We see that dry brush has a lot more exact searches than skin brush, but the real buyers for this type of product, they actually refer to it as a skin brush more than they do a dry brush. That's a huge insight that you never would have got with any other tool. Now, the cool thing about Copy DNA is that the actual buyers for this product, they're far more likely to call it a skin brush. In fact, they're twice as likely to call it a skin brush than a body brush. So here's the point. In your listing copy, you need to mirror back the language that the marketplace is actually using. So that's just a great, super quick example of market alignment. Let's scoot down the list. So what you're looking at here are the 6-word phrases. Okay, check this out. 9 different people here repeated the phrase, I am new to dry brushing. Okay, well, what does that tell you? Might make a great free bonus to include with your Amazon product? Or what does that tell you you might want to address right in your sales copy? Quote, this is perfect for people new to dry brushing because it's easy to use, right? Or offer a free bonus, the essential dry brushing guide. Are you new to dry brushing, right? You literally parrot back the language of the market. Like learn the 3 most effective steps to using a dry brush for beautiful, radiant skin from home, yada, 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 yada. Next, we see that 14 people here are repeating the phrase, exactly what I was looking for. And it's a variant, just what I was looking for. 14 people. That's a lot. So we don't overthink this, do we? No, we don't. This is how buyers want to be sold. This is the language of the buyers. Okay? So this is how the buyers want to be sold. They're telling you in this tool, especially if 14 people are repeating a 6-word phrase, almost verbatim. So question for you guys, how would you use this? Okay, in this example, how would you use this for our dry brush listing? Go ahead and type your answer in the chat box. I want to see what you guys say. I want to see how you guys would use this. No, I mean, like, what would you put in a bullet point? Guys with me? Like, what would you put in a bullet point? Marcus wrote, this skin brush could be exactly what you're looking for. Well, don't use the word could be. This skin brush is exactly what you're looking for. Mariah has a good one. Our customers say, this is just what I was looking for. Boom, love it, love it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right, so you guys get this. Here's how I would use it. I'd extract the language of the market, which is like crack cocaine for the impulse buyers. They'll just ooze with glee. They'll think you're like a psychic of some type. So this might be in a bullet. Quote, this is exactly what you're looking for if you want smooth, silky, radiant skin. All right, is that wild or what? And guys, I just made up smooth, silky, radiant. I doubt that's actually the language of the market. So it would be way better if you extract those benefits, those exact words that you uncover from doing copy DNA. Are you guys with me? I just, I don't want to just extract a phrase and then make the rest up. You want to try to compile these things very scientifically, okay? So here's a 6-word phrase. This one leapt out at me. The face brush is a little blank. And it cuts off because it's only 6-word phrase. So let's go to the 7-word count. Let's bring up the Finder window and let's see if they're saying something rather negative, because wouldn't you agree they're probably saying like this face brush is a little harsh or rough. So we bring up the Finder window, we did a search, and the reviewers are saying the face brush is a little stiff. This one says face brush is a little stiff, hopefully blah, blah, blah. This one says the face brush is a little too harsh. The face brush is a little rougher. So what are people complaining about? That the face brush is stiff, rough, and harsh. Now that's their words. Their words. That's key. So what can we do with this information? Well, this is a competitor, so maybe we look for a face brush we can source that's soft, silky, not so stiff, etc. Are you guys with me? And in our copy, if we wanted to feed back the language of the market, since we know that these people are the buyers, we'd say, quote, unlike other face brushes, which are stiff, too rough, or harsh, ours is soft as silk and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Because we want to have what? What do we want? Market alignment. Ah, those light bulbs are going off over your heads, aren't they? I hope they are. Here's another great one I found. Not too hard, not too soft. Now this one, interestingly enough, do you see here it popped up 3 different times? It's just amazing that this specific phrase has been repeated by 14 different reviewers. What does that tell you? That tells me you should use it. So how do you use it? Well, we start now combining and assembling these great phrases that we picked up along the way. So for example, in a bullet point, quote, this is exactly what you're looking for. Right, remember that one? This is exactly what you're looking for if you want a skin brush. And I hope you remember that one. I showed that people use skin brush more than body brush. This is exactly what you're looking for if you want a skin brush that's not too hard, not too soft, but just right. Nailed it. Look, guys, market alignment, feeding back the words of the market, not our way of explaining this stuff, but their way, their words. See, our words are irrelevant, especially if it's a new niche, right? A new product that we're clueless about. So how do most Amazon sellers do it? They start with what? A blank slate. Ben, like, what should I write about this product? I don't have a clue. I don't know about you, but nothing on earth is more scary to me than staring at a blank slate. Am I right about that? So we don't start with the blank slate. We don't do it. We start with what? Copy DNA. We find a bestseller, we click a button, and we look for repeated words, adjectives, emotions, features, unique words that they're using that are repeated. So now, guys, instead of a blank slate, with copy DNA, it's now like, okay, wow, there's like 20 different people using the exact 4-word phrase to describe this particular product feature. Gee, maybe I should use that same exact 4-word phrase in my listing. As I said earlier, I think being a creative is actually a detriment to being really successful with the copy DNA process. Why? Because you let your ego get in the way. You'll think you know better, right? I mean, we all do this. You don't want to know better. Let the market tell you exactly how to sell them, which is exactly what copy DNA does, okay? I want to mention fascination words very quickly. Fascination words came up when we started working with copy DNA, okay? If you look at people who write entire listings based purely off of analytical keyword research, what do you see? They're rarely using adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe, such as surprisingly sturdy, shockingly durable, really sharp. Now, look, of course, you do have to weave in keywords in your listing, but you do that after you put together your listing. You weave in the keywords as the last step, but you don't ever want to write your listing purely off the keyword research, as I hope I've proven. I mean, otherwise you start getting this robotic sounding disconnect. You've seen those types of listings, haven't you? They're just like missing something. So when using copy DNA, when you see that it uncovers these adjective phrases which have this emotional aspect to them, we call them fascination words. And what you want to do is you want to forklift the best of these words and phrases and just like put them into your listing. You kind of assemble them into your listing. So for example, a keyword might be laptop table. And a fascination phrase that we identified was surprisingly sturdy. People were using that over and over again. So we combine them to get a surprisingly sturdy laptop table. Now, as an interesting aside, we usually find there's no conflict between the keywords and the fascination phrases that we extract using the copy DNA tools. Now, question, guys. If you guys did this and nothing else, if you just did this, do you think it would dramatically improve your listings? Yes. So we have Greta H. Sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. Sorry, Greta. And you know, sometimes we talk about making life-changing money, but other times we talk about game-changing money. And I realize for some, if you're making 12,000 British pounds, that might not be life-changing money. But you know what? For Greta, who made 12,000 pounds in just 30 days, this is game-changing money. Why? Because she made this with just one product in 1 month using Trian's tactics, and she can build from there, right? She can build from there. That's the power of tapping into these tactics, okay? So the copywriting DNA process, it's a 5-stage process. It requires no creativity. I want to stress that. Don't be creative. Just follow the system. You don't have to be some genius copywriter. In fact, that will probably be a detriment if you are. It's all formulaic, guys, okay? Copy DNA is one of the tools that's used. And after going through the 5 steps, you'll be able to like assemble and write your listing, and you'll kind of feel at the end of the process like that listing almost wrote itself. Okay, it's a way to write a winning listing in spite of yourself. And really the most important advantage that you'll gain, in my opinion, is that you're almost guaranteed market alignment. And there's that word again, market alignment. So copywriting DNA, the 4th critical step in Traian speed and profits formula. Woo! Good stuff. And there are several other components, as you saw from the roadmap to the speed and profits formula. We don't have time to cover those today. I promise you at the start, I would show you 4 of the 8. So how about I do a lightning round of the remaining ones that are left? Okay, so there's image DNA, which you can see a logical progression here. You find a product and you take it through this process and you rinse and repeat and you get the results that Traian is getting. Image DNA, which involves using a special type of image we call fascination images. It's kind of like the counterpart to fascination adjectives. So we use what we call fascination images. These are like crack cocaine to the impulse buyers. There are 4 specific techniques that Traian has tested. They work incredibly well. Well, I don't want to, give a secret away here. It does something to do a pattern interrupt of the person. It gets them to buy in much greater numbers. He's tested this. It works very, very well. Step 6. Now you're getting reviews with his Review Ninja process, because you obviously want to fill a new listing with 5-star reviews. Legit, high quality 5-star reviews, and you want to sustain those reviews. You also want to have a system for counteracting negative reviews. That's step 6 of this system. Step 7, he's now ranking this product with his perpetual ranking system. Step 8, he's overseeing now the management of this diverse, growing, big, fat, juicy business, big, fat, juicy profit business using his daily dashboard process. And now maybe retire? Well, I guess you can retire. I mean, Traian could retire, but that might be a little boring, right? You'll probably come out of retirement like Traian, okay? Folks, put all these steps together and you have the 8-step process called Traian's Speed and Profits Formula. So let's recap, guys. Let's recap. So far on this webinar, you learned the roadmap that Traian used to rocket from 0 to 127,000 a month in profit in 120 days, making 800,000 a month over the summer, and recently selling his business for $7.5 million. Next, you learned how to use the power of randomization to find sweet spot products that everyone else is ignoring that has great demand and massive ROI. Remember that one? And then you learned how to put a moat around your private label product for less than $350 that makes your business sustainable and defensible and immune against other private labelers. And then you learned demand mapping. This is killer. This is how you predict in advance what Amazon wants from your listing. So you appear in search, you rank, and you crush it with sponsored ad campaigns and so much more. And then I showed you how to get an Amazon choice badge for your product using, well, let's call it a devious little magic trick that Traian came up with, okay? And then you learned about copy DNA and what I call market alignment, and why feeding back the repeated words, phrases, and adjectives can be one of the most powerful ways to write your listing that you can ever use. Woo! Plus, you learned a lot of other stuff too, didn't you? Question: has our time on this webinar been well spent thus far? Yes or no? Can you see how even just 1 or 2 or 3 things I showed you can help you in your business, regardless of whether you're going to use it to find new products, get an Amazon's choice badge, get a moat for your product, or somewhere else? And would you agree that it's fair to say that using these techniques would give you a significant advantage over your competition? Folks, I think so. Now, sadly, we can't cover everything that Traian's doing on Amazon in one measly hour with one measly webinar. But what if there were another option? An option where Traian could give you the shortcuts and support systems and tactics that go much deeper into getting you the results you want from your Amazon business. What if Traian played an active role in your results, took a responsibility for your successes, and had an obligation for your outcome? If I had such an option for you, would you like to hear more about it and what it could do for you? Good God, folks, at this point, I hope you're saying, yes, hell yes, Ben. That's why it's with great pleasure that I would like to introduce you to the Traian Turcu Masterclass. I want you to be one of only 150 people total that will join us in Las Vegas in about a month on October 25th and 26th. You're going to come there and you're going to attend the Traian Turcu Masterclass, where Traian will be opening up his business to teach a small group of sellers his complete speed and profits system. I did a quick overview of it. You see that it's killer, and I barely scratched the surface here. This is the exact system that Traian used to rocket from 0 to 120, that is a tongue twister, to 127,000 a month in profit, then grow to 270,000 a month in profit, and eventually sell out his business for 7.5 million. Guys, imagine what his system will do when you apply it to your Amazon business. That will be your focus for those 2 days of the masterclass. This will be an intense workshop because that's how I roll. This will be a focus workshop because that's how we roll. We're going to start early, we're going to go late. Then, to make sure you hit the ground running when you return home, you're going to get 22 individual SOPs. And SOP means a standard operating procedure. You're going to get 16 hours of nonstop content, all of Traian's checklists, his systems, his hacks, his materials. You will leave it with it all. You will leave with it all. And at this point, you're probably wondering, Ben, how much? Well, to Traian, the system is worth $7.5 million this year alone. To Ismail, the system is worth $1 million on Amazon. For Jake T, the system doubled his monthly revenue, and he projects hitting $900,000 this year. To Dragos, the system is worth $100,000 in 2 months. You know, if I ask somebody, by the way, if I asked you guys to put down $50,000 to enroll today, if it meant 12 months from now you had $1 million, that would be more than fair exchange. Would you agree? Right? To trade 50,000 for $1 million. Yes. And guys, as you know, I'm in the business of making my clients money. So a $25,000 investment in this should make even the simplest Amazon seller tenfold in a short period of time if you did this, and I think you see that for yourself. That's why on the surface, it might not make sense when I tell you what your investment will be for you to join the Traian Turcu Masterclass. So because it's not 50,000 or 25,000 or yada, 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 to celebrate the kickoff of the second and most likely the last and final Traian Turcu Masterclass, if you get one of the 150 spots available, you can get in at the special one-time investment of only $12,000. Best of all, by signing up right away at the URL below, right on your screen there, amz-masterclass.com, amzmasterclass.com, we are hooking you up with some extra special bonuses. Check this out. Bonus number one, the complete HD recordings of the 2-day live event. Again, we're holding this in a month in Vegas. It's going to be killer. It's going to be epic. You can't miss it. But when you're dealing with high-level tactical strategy, you want like every moment, in my opinion, you want every moment recorded for posterity, right? Like you want to be able to go back. You want to review a trick. You want to refresh yourself about, like how to use an app, how to try and do that exactly during the live event. So you want to refresh yourself about using an app or even just follow along with Traian. So, you don't mess up a step. So that's why Traian and we made the big financial choice to fly out a professional live event crew who's going to record every minute of the Traian Masterclass, okay? So that you could continue learning from this event way long after it's ended. You can just keep going back and watching the videos or the appropriate video as often as you want for as long as you want. And when you go to amz-masterclass.com and get signed up, you get this bonus free, okay? You get this bonus. So bonus number one is the HD recordings. Bonus number two, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this, and I have to take a sip of water real quick. I've been dying to share this with you. Bonus number two, strap yourselves in. You're going to get this when you sign up at amzmasterclass.com. In addition to the HD recordings, you get the second bonus, the Holy Grail ranking secret. Okay, now check this out. Imagine if there was a way to rank a new product to page 1, position 1, wait for it, with no giveaways. Let that sink in. Okay, let's do one better. Now, not only do you avoid giving away product, they don't even have to buy the product, right? Look, you guys have heard me say many, many times, if you're ranked on page 3, you might as well be ranked on page 300 because you're not going to sell anything, right? You either get good at ranking or you're always going to struggle in this business, okay? So Traian has uncovered something really special here. He calls it the Holy Grail ranking secret. And he's discovered a critical piece of information having to do with the way that Amazon ranks. So, I keep calling him this evil little genius. He really is. He somehow figured this out, this certain piece of information that I can't share here, obviously, because it wouldn't be fair to all the people that are just signing up. But this critical piece of information gets his products ranked page 1 and position 1 for a large set of keywords. Okay. And again, I can't reveal the method, so you're going to have to trust me. But all the people that signed up, you get this as a free bonus. And I will just add as an aside, guys, this one bonus alone, easily worth the entire investment. Easily worth the entire investment. Now, Tony Harris, who looks like he's undercover here, doesn't he? says, because of Traian's ranking method, quote, I can now rank just about any product on the first page for any keyword. And then we have Sanju, who I showed earlier. Traian's method helped Sanju, who said he rocketed to $175,000 per month in sales. Quote, the key was getting my best-selling product that had miserably lost rankings, and I was able to get them ranked right before the holidays using his ranking strategies. So 175,000 per month using the power of this bonus. And when you go to amzmasterclass.com and get signed up, you get the Holy Grail ranking secret bonus for free, and it's freaking killer. So now, in addition to the HG recordings of the entire event from Vegas and the Holy Grail ranking secret, which by itself is going to repay the entire investment to this event, you're also going to get bonus number 3 when you sign up at amzmasterclass.com, which is the Amazon Suggest Stuffer. You're going to love this. I have some screenshots to show you, so sit tight. You're about to get your minds blown again here. So when customers go to Amazon, right, and they begin searching for products to purchase, Amazon will suggest various products that they want them to click on. You've all seen this, right? So like, a large number of people, they do click on these suggestions, which is exactly why Amazon does it. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. So it absolutely works. It generates a lot of sales for Amazon. But remember what I said earlier, that the number one goal of Amazon is that they want to do what? Maximize sales per visitor. Exactly. So for example, I just took this random screenshot to show you this, but this shows the power of Amazon Suggest and what this bonus does. You're going to love this. So just stick with me here for a second. If you start typing in Dead Sea Mud Mask, Amazon suggests many things, right? But look at this. If you look closely, you see products from specific brands in that suggest box, don't you? So we have Art Naturals. We have Arya Star. We have a second Art Naturals. So Art Naturals is in the Amazon box twice. And you might wonder, Ben, how can Art Naturals and his other company, Arya Star, how can it get their products in here twice? And is there a way that you can get your product into the Amazon box like that? What if you were able to stuff your product into these suggest boxes, not just for one keyword, not just for 2 keywords, but ... What if you could do it for like 20 keywords, all revolving around, like in this example, Dead Sea Mud Mask? Like, do you think that might result in some extra free sales of your product? Yeah, I think so. In fact, here's what Traian said, and I quote, "We have some products where you type the main keyword and all 5 of the top suggestions contain his brand." Would you like to know how this works? Well, in this bonus, you're going to learn how Traian gets his product stuffed into Amazon Suggest for multiple positions and how he can dominate an entire Amazon Suggest box. Sometimes you just get 1 or 2. You can't always dominate it. And by the way, this doesn't happen by accident. Like, he will show you where you can spend just $30 and it gets your product stuffed into these boxes. Guys, this is free traffic. This is highly qualified traffic. This is very valuable traffic because these are people with high commercial intent, right? They're on Amazon, they're searching for a product to buy, and boom, there you appear. Right? It's kind of like dominating all of Park Place, on in that game. Man, what is that board game called? Monopoly, right? All of Park Place on Monopoly. That's a pretty good position to be, on Amazon. And the users who are searching, they might think, oh, gee, this is like the most popular brand. Let's buy it, right? That's how the impulse buyer's mind operates. And when you go to amz-masterclass.com and get signed up, you get the Amazon Suggest Stuffer bonus for free. Oh yeah. So in addition to a member site that will house the complete recordings from this event and being able to rank page 1, position 1 without giveaways and getting your product stuffed into Amazon Suggest, you'll also get bonus number 4 when you sign up at amzmasterclass.com. You're going to freak out when I tell you about this one, the Review Ninja bonus. Look, Traian told me that the number one thing that he used to struggle with was getting reviews. Good reviews, legit reviews, an ongoing steady stream of high quality reviews. Guys, we know that the social proof of reviews, it makes a huge, huge difference on the probability of somebody actually buying that product. Am I right? And the reason that Traian struggled to get reviews was because as he told me, he was leaving it all to chance, right? That all changed when he invented his Review Ninja system. He's never discussed this anywhere in public other than the first masterclass. He told me he considers this one of his biggest secret weapons. And I said, dude, you got to share this as a bonus. And he said, yes. So his is a 3-step review system, meaning it gets him incoming reviews before, during, and after his product launches. And equally vital, by the way, it allows him a stealth way to counteract negative reviews he gets, as that product starts to take off in the rankings, right? So let me just stress, every review he gets, and that you'll learn to get with this bonus, these are legit, authentic reviews. These are not spam, fake reviews. There are 3 review systems you get in the Review Ninja bonus. It's going to solve your review getting problem once and for all. Number 1 is the jump start review method he's come up with. It is ingenious. You'll do this before you even launch, okay? What this does, it gets you the initial base of reviews, like 20, 30 reviews, whatever, so that somebody has confidence that this is a good product and so they buy. Stage 2 is the review flood method. And this is an automated method for ongoing reviews. It's ingenious. And then the 3rd step is the post-purchase review method, which is so ninja, I'm not going to share it with you. You will freak out though when you see this in October. If you've ever struggled to get reviews, guys, then look no further because your problem has now been solved. And when you go to amz-masterclass.com to get signed up, you get the incredible Review Ninja bonus for free. Not a bad deal, right? So in addition to the HD recordings, the ranking holy grail, the Amazon Suggest Stuffer, the Review Ninja tools, when you sign up at amzmasterclass.com, you'll also get bonus number 5, which is this suite of Traian Turcu apps that are just deliciously profitable. You remember the Sweet Spot Product Finder app? That's yours. You remember the Relevancy Psychic app that gives you X-ray vision into exactly what keywords Amazon wants your product to be relevant for? That's yours too. How about the copywriting DNA software, right? Okay, remember that one? This is the app that does a deep dive into the best sellers to uncover the most used and important fascination words and adjectives and phrases so you can write emotional, compelling copy. Guys, that's yours too. And wait, I have even more because you're also getting Volumetrics Advanced DB. DB stands for database. This is the world's most accurate Amazon keyword app. Why? Well, because it gets its data pulled right in from Amazon. But then Traian made it even better. So what he's done is Traian has taken all the data that he has scraped from Amazon, the real keyword data, and what he's done is he's now stored them on his server. And this allows you to do some pretty insane things, such as reverse keyword searches. So like, for example, are you struggling for a product idea? So what you do is you fire up Volumetrics Advanced DB, and you say, hey, show me all the keywords that have like between 15,000 monthly searches, and it brings back all those keywords. Period, end of story. That's killer. I mean, can you imagine the product opportunities you'll find doing this? So like literally you can start with no ideas, press a button, and you probably end up with too many amazing product ideas. It's the world's best Amazon keyword tool, and Traian's now made it even better. And folks, Volumetrics Advanced is now yours too. And there are even more apps that do specific things I don't even have time to tell you about that we are giving to all of you that will be joining us in Vegas, and we will be going over there. All told, you get 13 powerful apps. These are the same exact apps that have helped to grow Traian's business. And guys, look, Traian will be the first person to tell you that this secret software, these apps, that he's coded, that he came up with, these apps do a lot of the heavy lifting for him, and it was one of the secrets behind how he's able to, build and sell a $7.5 million Amazon business. And can you believe when you go to amz-masterclass.com and get signed up, you get all of the Traian Turcu software apps for free. In fact, you get all these bonuses for free when you sign up now, you get the full HD recordings from the 2-day event, the Holy Grail ranking secret, the Amazon Suggest Stuffer, the Review Ninja system, all the Traian Turcu apps that I just mentioned, and you get all of this when you sign up at amzmasterclass.com right now. Now, obviously, since this is a seminar in which Traian is revealing literally, guys, literally every trade secret he's got going on, there's going to be no refunds offered, and we are instituting a strict all signups are final policy. No exception, okay? And if that scares you, don't come. There's no way that I can get Traian to ever do this without that policy. Even still, though, I wanted you to have certainty and confidence and 100% peace of mind that this is a total no-brainer for you. So you're going to love this. We are backing your investment with Traian's $25,000 masterclass guarantee. Let me tell you how this works. You're going to love this. If you implement what Traian will teach you during the masterclass in Vegas, and if you don't make at least $25,000 back within 120 days of attending, he's going to work with you personally for 3 months to help you fix any problems or get back on track or start making money. This is like the most powerful guarantee I can imagine. Either you make $25,000 within 120 days, or he will personally work with you to make that happen. I think this is a killer guarantee. I hope you agree. This is a guarantee you won't find anywhere else, I guarantee it, right? And that's why you want to go to amz-masterclass.com and get signed up right away. And just when you thought it was impossible for this to get any better, it's about to get even better still, right? Do you remember at the very start of the webinar, I said that one lucky person today will win Traian's done-for-you Amazon product service worth $40,000. Now, he doesn't offer this. This is just for you guys. When you join the masterclass before I end this webinar, so when you join the masterclass, when you sign up before we end today, Traian is going to pick one person at random in Vegas who's going to win this incredible package. And here's what one lucky person is going to win. Traian is first going to help that person pick the perfect product. He's going to help them source that product. Then he'll design the moat for that product. Then he'll go and rank that product for you. He's even going to buy you some inventory for that product. He'll then do whatever he needs to do, guys, to help make that product a home run winner for you. He'll build you a Shopify site for it. He'll even get you the EU and the USA pending trademarks for the damn thing. He'll even get you the reviews that product needs. And you know what? All that money you make from that product, you keep it all. That money, that product, that entire success, that becomes yours. And this is a $40,000 value from Traian. And to win this, if you want to win this, you got to join the masterclass before we end this webinar. And as I said, the winner is going to be randomly chosen live in Vegas during the masterclass. So this is an amazing chance to win a done-for-you Amazon product from Traian himself, worth $40,000 of value. And that's why you will want to go to amz-masterclass.com, get signed up right away if we aren't already sold out. And folks, this will sell out. The first time we offered Traian's masterclass, you guys probably have heard me mention this on a podcast. We sold out every single spot before I was even done doing this very webinar. And this time, the demand is even greater. Over 1,300 people, guys, registered for this webinar that you're on right now. Okay, and these are hardcore raving fans, and I can promise you that all 150 spots, they will be scooped up, and I predict very quickly, because Traian has legions of fans within my customer base. So I can't encourage you strongly enough. If you know you want this, do not wait. There will be no more spots left if you wait. This will sell out. So you got to register now while there are still spots at amz-masterclass.com. And I know people always think, oh, that's like fake scarcity or something. Folks, we don't need fake scarcity, okay? We don't need to be fake. We only have 150 spots. So here's a screenshot of our Venetian hotel seminar contract. This is where we're holding the event at the Venetian. And I have an arrow there. It's showing we only have capacity for 150 people, guys. And when they're gone, they're gone. That's it. So look, I kid you not, we had like 24 people, basically tell us yesterday, guys, here's my credit card. I have no idea what the price even is, but whatever it is, like just charge my card because I want in. We even had one lady late last night somehow find our private cart page. I'm not sure how she found it. She paid the $12,000 to sign up, sight unseen. She hadn't even heard this webinar yet. Like she had no idea what the offer even was or what she was getting, just so she could make sure she got a spot. So this will sell out. And guys, I was just Skyping with Traian this morning around 9:30. It was the same story from him. He got like 2 or 3 dozen Facebook messages from people begging for a spot before we had even started the webinar. And so you see the hotel contract right there with your own eyes, 150 spots, that's it. Now, if there's something that you need to know to help you decide if this is right for you, now is the time to ask, because every minute that goes by is another minute this offer will fill up. So go ahead, ask your questions in the chat box now. And again, as I said, let me just open up my, hold on a second. Okay. So, as you guys are typing in your questions here, I just want to remind you to kick off and celebrate this second and probably last and final. Just so you guys know, I recorded a podcast that we released Friday where I interviewed Traian, and he says that this is probably going to be the final time he ever does this. Now, who knows? I mean, I can be pretty persuasive, but he has been insistent this is probably going to be the last time. Again, things could change, okay? So make sure you hear me, but as of right now, as of today, this is it. Last one he plans on doing ever. Okay, so if you sign up immediately for one of only 150 spots, you can get in at the special one-time investment of only $12,000. And that price is only good until we either sell out or this offer expires. So make sure you go register right now at amz-masterclass.com. Okay. And so you get the Traian Turcu Masterclass in person. You get the 2-day workshop in Vegas. It's happening October 25th and 26th, right around the corner. I'm impatient. I said, hey, Traian, we need to make this happen now. People want this. And he said, yes. So we made it happen. It's at the Venetian Hotel, which is one of my favorite hotels. Well, that and the Wynn, which is right next door to each other. People love the Venetian Hotel. That's where the workshop is taking place. And again, it's happening next month, October 25th and 26th. And this page that you're looking at right here, this is the page you'll see when you go to amz-masterclass.com. It's a very simple page. It just gives a quick summary of what you get. Just click on the green register here button that's kind of cut off on the slide. That's amz-masterclass.com, and you'll complete the checkout process. And when you do, you are assured a seat. So let's see if we have any questions here. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. And how's it going, Emily? All right. My wife works right next door to me. She says that it's nuts and that the orders are rolling in and that her and Ed are working like dogs. Yeah, she always says that. Oh, we're working so hard. Just kidding, honey. All right. So let me just grab a sip of water. Yeah, how awesome was this content, right? Is this like the best content ever for a pitch webinar? Right? Am I right? Okay. So here's a question. So you want to know, what if I can't make the live event? Can I still get access to this? Absolutely. The price is the same, whether you come live or not, because it's the same content, right? And we will be recording literally every second of the live event. So if you're like, Ben, I can't go those dates because it's my sister's cousin, aunts, they're getting married or whatever, like no problem. You can still register. You just won't come live, obviously, because you had a conflict. But yeah, you get all the same information. You won't miss literally a minute. You get all the same material. The price is the same. You would just register like normal. I urgently advise you to do so because we will sell out. I promise you by the time I'm done today. You do still have to sign the NDA that appears after you go through the checkout process. So just send us an email after you register, if that's the case, and say, hey, I joined, and I know that I'll get all this stuff, et cetera, but I won't be able to attend live because I have a conflict or whatever, okay? And don't worry, we'll make sure you get everything, okay? We'll make sure you're not missing a single thing. Remember, you'll have the member site with the HD recordings, with the bonuses, with all the videos in there, with the 22 SOPs, with all the bonus apps, all the tools, yada, yada, yada. They're all going to be housed in the member site, and you're going to love it. So make sure you register at amz-masterclass.com because we only have 150 spots. And guys, I am telling you, I'm a pretty good marketer, and I'm telling you this will sell out. This will sell out. Someone is asking about, is this only for Amazon.com? And I think they mean, is it like, will this stuff only work in the USA Amazon platform? Absolutely not. This will work on all platforms. And in fact, Traian plans to address that live. I know some of the apps don't work on non.com, but all the principle obviously would apply. Something that Traian and I have actually talked about recently is, even how much better all of these tactics would work in some of the less competitive Amazon platforms like Amazon.de in Germany, Amazon.uk, the Amazon Japanese platform. It's going to be like taking candy from a baby, okay? Because those are far less competitive. Okay, so I get, I've seen like 3 or 4 versions of this. I'm just going to paraphrase. Ben, I really like this product. I wish I could buy it. I just don't have the funds in place. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. If that wasn't a problem, then would you say yes immediately, and would you buy this today? Well, of course you would, right? See, people get what they have to have. When they make something a must, not a should. Tony Robbins, when I went to an event of his years ago, he said, unsuccessful people spend too much time shoulding all over themselves. Should instead of must, right? Shoulding instead of musting. So for example, if you needed a kidney operation tomorrow, a kidney operation that costs exactly the same price as this product, $12,000, and you would die if you didn't get that kidney operation, rest in peace, I guess, right? No, you'd make it happen, right? Would you agree that if your life was on the line, you would find a way to get that money so that you can have that operation? Well, yeah, you absolutely could. And that's because you have made it, in that situation, you've made it a must. You always get what you have to have. So this is the broke hamburger flipper working at McDonald's, right? He's got no money, but somehow that hamburger flipper finds a way to scrape together $5,000 to buy the engagement ring for the girl of his dreams. Folks, people get what they have to have. And listen, of course, this does require a serious investment. This is a serious solution. How could it be a good thing if it didn't, right? If this didn't come with a price point that would justify how good this was, right? So getting things cranking for your business as fast as possible is exactly how we set up this masterclass to be taught in Vegas. And make sure that you grab one of the spots because I guarantee you this will sell out very, very quickly. And you can register right at amz-masterclass.com. Folks, when we designed this masterclass and how to make it as epic as possible for you guys, we didn't ask how cheap we could make it, right? We figured out how to give the best solutions for the greatest deal. We didn't sit down and say, gee, what's the bare minimum we could put into this product and sell it at the cheapest price? See, we let everybody else in the industry do that approach. While everyone else is fighting for scraps like dogs, we asked ourselves, hey, how can we deliver the most value to our clients? And then we figure out the way to give them everything we need to give them the greatest deal while they get everything they need. And aren't you glad that we did that? So if it was easy to get access to the masterclass, then it wouldn't be worth much now, would it? yeah, I guess you could just throw money at the problem and not have to think about it. And, if that was the case, you would have already done that, wouldn't you? I mean, of course you would. But the reason you want this so bad is because it's such a hard decision that you have to make, right? The reason this is going to be so valuable to you is because it's going to require a serious commitment on your part. Am I right? Right? I'm so fortunate to be able to be in a position where I'm not afraid to offer that commitment to you. Now, most of the people are too worried about what it costs. I'm more concerned about what it can do for you. And I understand, guys, I understand it's going to be hard to make this investment. I get it. And I understand it's going to be tough and you're going to have doubt. And if it was easy, guys, if this was easy, it wouldn't be worth it because of how challenging this investment is. That's one of the best qualities. And here's the thing about the price point. When you go register at amzmasterclass.com, the best thing about the price point is it's the best part of the offer. You're like, Ben, explain this. How is the price point the best part of the offer? Yeah, the price point is the best part of the offer. Why? Because, guys, it's not something that everybody and their brother can just reach in their pocket, throw some change on the table, and take advantage of this, right? Now, look, I'd love to, feed all the kids in Africa. I'd love to cure cancer and end poverty and all that stuff. Really, I would. But at the end of the day, the fact that only a few people are in the right position to take advantage of this, it makes it all the more successful for you, right? It's an unfair advantage for you. So look, I'm selling a very specific solution for a very specific audience. So if it turns you off, it was designed to. And there's still value that you got in this webinar that will help you get to the point where hopefully you can afford this in the future, right? But for those of you that are ready to go make this happen right now, let's quit messing around and let's go all the way together. And you can do that at amz-masterclass.com, okay? Any other questions? I have Ed on here with me. Ed, am I missing anything? Go ahead and text me if there's anything else that I need to answer. Oh my gosh, there's a lot more of you than me. There's a lot of questions here. All right, so I've seen this question about, can I bring a partner? Not at this point, okay? Not at this point. So we have, yeah. So not at this point. We only have 150 seats. And I know this is going to sell out. So guys, just so you have some reality on the demand for these spots, I mentioned to you that, well, look, I won't even go there. I showed you how many people want this, and the demand is even greater by a factor of like 2 times than it was the first time that we launched it. So this will sell out. So the bottom line is, I'm sure there won't be any spots left. If by some miracle there is, then we would just send out an email, and we might offer partner spots at that point. But I would not plan on it. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. All right. So. I mean, guys, we have a real limited space restriction at our hotel. And, by the way, unlike these big, giant, nameless, faceless, huge events, this is not like that, guys, okay? This is like up close, intimate, and personal. You get to interact literally for hours with Traian. I'll be there hanging out too, we'll brainstorm. You can corner me while I'm there. You can ask me questions, okay? I'm like happy to help, okay? But this is not like one of those giant events where you can only get like 20 feet from the speaker because he's surrounded by people. This is the exact opposite of that. This is intimate, okay? And we designed it as intimate. I mean, could we have sold 300, 400 spots? Well, hell yeah, we could have. But we didn't want it to be one of these mass-produced events. Are you with me? We want this small, elite, exclusive, and we want this to kick ass, okay? And you can get one of the few remaining spots at amzmasterclass.com right now, which I highly, highly encourage you to do. How soon after the event will the recordings be available? So our contract that we have with the professional recording team, it says 2 weeks, okay? But let's just say 3 weeks to be safe, because we all know how contractors are. So, Murphy's Law, I'd say within 2 to 3 weeks after the event, we will have those to you. And guys, I'm very, very impatient. I have very, very high standards. So the moment that those live event videos get uploaded to our video server, we will be sending out a notice that you guys can watch all that stuff, okay? When will I receive the apps, the bonuses, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, so when you register today at amzmasterclass.com, so the actual teaching and the apps and how everything works, that will all be delivered live in October, okay? Okay, so Lan is in, awesome. Lisa is in. Dave is in. Richard, you just want to go to amz-masterclass.com. There's an email address for our support desk. I'm sure that Emily can take good care of you there. Hold on a second. So I have a couple of people that are asking, is this for beginner? Is this for advanced, etc.? Okay, so I'm advanced, I'm a beginner. Guys, wrong question. It's not, is this for beginners? Is it for people that are advanced? Is it for people in the middle? No, wrong question, and here's why, okay? Here's why I want to disabuse you of that notion entirely. Because when Traian shows you a method that will get you ranked on page 1 at position 1 with no giveaways, without people even having to buy, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or advanced because it's going to help them both equally. Would you agree? So the question isn't, is this like a PhD level or is it like, 101 level? No, the question is, how much value will I get in my Amazon business if I attend this workshop, which you can sign up for at amz-masterclass.com. Hey, Emily, how are we doing over there?
You might have to stop selling because literally the inbox is flooded.
We might have to stop selling.
You might want to end the webinar.
Okay, so the wife is saying I might want to end the webinar. Let me just go over some more questions. Sounds like she's going crazy. See, I wasn't joking. She's in the office right next door to me, and like rather than just like come in and say stuff, she loves to holler through the wall, right? We should get like one of those old school milk delivery windows that kind of separate our office, right? So guys, I don't even know if we need to put up a replay of this. Because we're probably going to sell out. As I predicted, I told Traian and Emily and Ed, I said, guys, be ready because this is going to sell out. So look, you guys already know the quality of the content of Traian's material. You saw that as represented during the fast track sessions we did, all the podcasts that you guys listened to. People are blown away. They got tons of results just from that, and that was like barely scratching the surface. So I'm telling you, this is not hype. This is going to sell out. So make sure you lock down your seat no matter what it takes, because you will regret not doing this. I'm telling you, you will regret. You will kick yourself for years if you miss this. This will be one of those things that will haunt you tonight if you go, if you hum and haw and just, sit on the fence and be indecisive. Make sure you grab a spot at amz-masterclass.com, okay? I will hang on here for as many questions as we get or until we're out of questions. So we have a lot of people that said, great, I just signed up, I'm in. So people are pumped. Somebody wants to know when the event details will be emailed so she can book a flight. So first, when you register, make sure that you read the emails that we send out, okay? Within a few days, we're going to be sending out the complete event details. So you're going to have the hotel, you're going to have the room and all that kind of stuff so that you can book your hotel, you can book your flight, and then you'll be good to go. So please just give us a couple days. We want to get everybody registered. Some people missed the NDA. We have to make them sign that, and we just want to get people settled before we send out those details. But I promise it'll be within a couple days, okay? So I got this question again. I don't know if the person had to step away, but they said, Ben, what if I can't make the live event? Can I still get this information? And the answer is yes. The price is the same, whether you come live or not, because it's the same exact content. It's the same deliverables, right? And we're going to be recording every second of this live event. It's 16 plus jam-packed hours that you're going to get. So you would just register like normal at amz-masterclass.com. You still would have to sign the NDA, like I mentioned, and the NDA comes up after the checkout process. And then we just ask that you send us an email and say, hey, I signed up, but I won't be able to make the live event because I have a conflict, okay? But yeah, you can get all the same information, whether you can attend live or not, because it's being recorded and the price is the same. John is in. Awesome, John. So is Diane. So is William. Robert says he's in. He's pumped. Awesome, Robert. We're pumped for you. Jim says he's in. Jeffrey says he's in definitely. We have Deborah is in. We have Alan says looking forward to seeing you again. Awesome, awesome. All right, so Bill is in and pumped about crushing this awesome event. Awesome. Bill, we can't wait to see you there. Rebecca says, yes, got in. And Rebecca says she's just starting out. Oh, Rebecca, you are going to have such an advantage if you're just starting out. I wish I had this when I first started out. This is like Harvard business level ninja stuff for how you're going to crush it on Amazon. You're going to have a huge advantage to this. Okay, so good for you. Very, very smart. Very, very smart girl. Andy just joined. Welcome, Andy. Awesome. He's pumped. So we had two people say, hey, where's the NDA that you mentioned? So guys, as you're registering at amz-masterclass.com, don't close your browser. So pay, and then just wait a second, let the page refresh, and you'll go through the process automatically. Some people, maybe they're trying to do it on their iPad and they close the browser too fast. So, don't worry. We'll make sure that we circle back because you're not really registered till you sign that. But we promise there will be no client of ours left behind. Don't worry. But folks, my team is slammed right now because there are so many people that are signing up. Okay. Please type your questions here. No payment plans because we're going to sell out. So like by the time that we mess around with payment plans, this will already be full. So it's like, why bother? So this person says, can you guarantee me a first place listing on Amazon? No. We can't guarantee a first place listing, obviously, because I don't control Amazon. I'm not Jeff Bezos. If I owned Amazon, I could guarantee you a first place listing, right? So no, we're playing on somebody else's platform. But that being said, what we want out of Amazon and what made Traian rich, literally rich, a multimillionaire, look, guys, he made $800,000 in profit this summer, okay? Last 90 days. He sold his business for $7.5 million. He's obviously figured something out that's pretty special, right? What he wants are listings that are ranking for a diverse set of keywords. They don't necessarily have to be like page one, number one for every damn keyword for him to do extremely, extremely, extremely well. That's not how he thinks. That's not how he's wired. Remember, he's not going for win big, lose big. He's going for small, consistent, compounding winners. And that overall, that overarching macro strategy bleeds down into each step of the speed and profits formula. So you don't need page one, position one for every keyword to do extremely well. So when you go sign up at amz-masterclass.com, keep in mind that I have barely scratched the surface here during this webinar. So between the HD recordings and the Ranking Holy Grail and the Amazon Suggest bonus and the Review Ninja bonus, so you'll never have to worry about getting enough reviews, the suite of insanely cool, amazing apps that Traian is going to give you as a bonus, and the chance to win a $40,000 done for you Amazon product package with inventory, and then the $25,000 guarantee. By the way, there are people that want to see like the fine print of that $25,000 guarantee, and that's fine. If you go to amz-masterclass.com, go all the way to the footer, the $25,000 guarantee spelled out there explicitly because, look, I'm a very upfront person, and I think it has to be one of the best guarantees I've ever seen. Obviously, you need to make sure that you're implementing, right? So that's part of the bargain, okay? And by the way, the act of implementing will cause success. Hint, hint. No, sorry, there are no payment plans offered for this because we don't need to. This is going to sell out. And no, there will not be an option to order any of this stuff after the expiration date. No. Yes, you will get the tools, the bonuses, the apps, everything, the walkthrough at the live event in October. And if you can't make the live event, just make sure that you still secure your spot, because you'll get all the same materials, only you'll get the videos, right? See, what we don't want to do is release this massive body of work, and then all of a sudden Traian gets like 3,000 support tickets. How's this work? Hey, explain this. No, he needs to do this in an organized fashion. Guys, newsflash, he's rich. He doesn't need to do this. I talked him into doing this. He doesn't need the money, right? He doesn't need the money. I mean, in case you didn't see the screenshot, this month alone, he just got a bank wire for $5 million cash. He made $800,000 in profit in the last 90 days alone. So he doesn't need to do this, guys. He doesn't need that hassle. Traian and I are very organized people, so trust the process. I know you guys want it now, but just trust the process. We want to deliver this in an organized, step-by-step fashion in October, okay? In October. And when you come to the live event, that's where you'll learn a step-by-step, Traian's entire system. That's when you'll get all these bonuses. No, Wendy, I'm sorry, but my team is slammed right now because there's something like 1,300 people registered for this webinar alone, and people are signing up, and they all have questions. I mean, we will try to get back to people before we're sold out, but I don't know if you heard earlier or whatever, but my wife hollered through the wall, like she likes to do, that she thinks we're already oversold. So I could be wasting my time even going on here. I mean, look, guys, if you have lingering questions, just make sure you don't wait too long before you sign up, because I'm telling you, this will sell out. The last time we offered Traian's Masterclass, this thing sold out before I finished the webinar, and we have 2x the demand for it this time. 2x, and you can go to amz-masterclass.com. That's amz-masterclass.com to make sure you get one of those spots. For all I know, we could be sold out right now. I have no idea. In fact, let me ask. Hey, Emily, how are we doing? Okay. She and Ed can't even talk. Okay, big blow off. All right, got it. See, she says she's literally going crazy. She wasn't joking. I hear you. Okay, so here's a question. I'm going to language this one in a slightly different way. So basically, they want to know, when can I expect my return on investment on this masterclass if I sign up now? Okay, so in other words, how fast will they make their money back? Well, when you're sitting here today, you honestly, in my mind, you have three options. You can spend no money and you can do nothing, right? You could spend your money somewhere else, or you could spend your money and get this masterclass. Now, here's what I know about doing nothing, okay? Aristotle, I think he's the person who said this. Aristotle, he had the greatest quote. He said, do nothing, say nothing, and you'll be nothing. So doing nothing, that's not really an option. Option two, spending money on something else. Okay, listen, I don't know if there are even alternatives to what we're doing out there, because there's really nothing else like this on earth. Literally, there might be other options out there by other people. I have no clue, but I bring the heat. I don't pitch you something new every single month. I don't keep shoving shiny objects in your face every damn month. Promoting something like this is a rarity for me, okay? You guys know me. But here's what I do know. You're not on their webinars right now. You're on my webinar right now. You're spending time with me, and you've been engaged with me all this way for almost over 3 hours now for this whole amount of time, right? And I don't know about the experience that they can give you and what they can exchange for your money in terms of value, but I do know that the value that I can deliver, that we can deliver, that we do deliver, and the value that Traian will deliver in October, and we take that very, very, very seriously. And we're just like you know. Traian and I are in the trenches. We're Amazon sellers. We have the same frustrations. We understand you. We're not some big, giant company here. So the reality is, guys, if you leave this webinar and you don't invest, you put all this time into learning more and you have nothing to show for it, right? You have nothing to show for it. And then you try and you go somewhere else and you see their magic solution, and then the next guy's magic solution, and then the next guy's magic solution. Is that likely really going to serve you ever? And the answer is no. So you and I, we have to get serious with each other right now. You've already invested. Doesn't it make sense to continue with a good investment? You had a good experience with me today, right? Yes. And you saw value, and you enjoy learning new things and how you can benefit, right? Yes. So now is the time to put your money in place to really and truly start making the difference in your business, which you can do by going to amz-masterclass.com. And I just got a text. I think we might be full. Okay, so she says at this point, we are probably full. All right, so we'll deal with that later. But guys, at this point, I probably won't post a webinar replay because obviously if we're already oversold, then that's it. I'm gonna pull the plug. So I guess we should just wrap up, because if I keep talking people into signing up, we'll just have to refund your money, okay? So she's not sure if we're oversold yet, okay? So guys, listen, we might not be sold out. I don't want you to miss out. So if you're interested, last call, ding, 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 ding. You know, it's like that the gravy train bell. Last call. This is it. This is it. Last call. Make sure you go sign up urgently at amz-masterclass.com. Get your spot. She right now is taking clients. My wife and Ed are going crazy right now. We don't actually have the exact head count, but this is getting down to the wire, guys. This is getting down to the wire. And you guys know I don't bullshit with stuff like this. So if you want a spot, this is the last call. This is the last call to go to amz-masterclass.com. Make this happen, guys. Make this happen. People get what they have to have. Is this a should for you, or is this a must for you? If it's a must, go there, take care of your payment. I'm getting fried. This is probably going to do it here for me in a second. Let me just see if there's any last question. I'm going to say this name wrong. Sorry. I think it's Galitis Angelus wrote, I'm starting on Amazon. That's awesome. Daryl wrote, please, I just sent my card number and the amounts. Okay, we'll do our best. I can't promise, guys. I can't promise. Steven says, if I have a business partner, can we both get the same apps, SOPs, etc.? Yes, but there's a condition to that you have to agree to that's in the NDA. And the condition is they have to be a legit business partner. Okay, a legit business partner, and your responsibility is to police that. We're not going to police your partner. Okay, so if they drop out from being your partner, you need to zap them and change your password. Okay, deal? No, if you have some other course you're going through and you choose to finish that before you get this, you will miss out on this. So if you want this, you need to sign up for it, because as I said, we think we're already oversold. You will not get this if you wait, period. Okay, Gary? No, we're not taking payments right now because we don't need to. We're going to sell out, and we're just going to let these orders come in. So we're not taking any payment plans. Sorry. Jin says, after watching the recorded videos, would I have some time with Traian to ask questions? Not in person, but he will be doing a couple bonus, webinars in concert with his course. Okay, so you have a chance to answer there, and he will do he will do these webinars for like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I don't know how he does it. Max King says, thanks for the great webinar. I'm in. Awesome, Max. We are pumped to have you. Some people are freaking out because they want in, but they're saying that they don't have a credit card balance high enough. All I can suggest is that you call your bank and you increase that balance, because if you wait too long, I'm telling you guys, this will be sold out. We have 150 spots and that's it, okay? You can always send an email to support@bencummings.com, but it will probably be too late if you wait, okay? I'm just being upfront. Reggie's in, just got it, see you in Vegas. Again, he says, awesome, Reggie. No, this probably won't be offered later. Traian has said that this is most likely the last masterclass he's ever doing. He will never sell these apps separately, he told me. So this is it. Guys, if you want this, you better get this. I'm telling you, this will be sold out, and there's no guarantee that Traian will do this again. I'm not saying he won't change his mind, okay? I've never said this is the last and final that he's ever doing it, but he's told me verbally that he's not planning on ever doing, this again. He's rich. He doesn't need the money. And he doesn't want to mess around just selling apps here and there. He's not an app seller. He built these apps for himself, and I kind of got him in the metaphorical headlock, and I said, you need to teach this. This is too good to keep secret. This is a permanent access to the apps. Okay, so like once you pay your $12,000, if you get a spot, Julie, there's no like re-up fee. Okay, you don't like in other words, in 6 months, you won't get some bill from Traian going, oh, okay, now that you have integrated all of my apps that you just paid for, we're going to keep charging you. No. These apps are a bonus. They're included in the purchase price. Okay. Yeah, so Lisa, so Lisa's question was basically, what is the viability of the apps in the future? Yeah, so Amazon constantly changes stuff. So we just ask for your patience. I mean, like an app that might work, for 18 months, they might tweak something in the way they're coding a page, and then just give Traian, I mean, he's busy too, but has a lot of pride in this. So, give him a chance to use his genius. It might take him a month to figure out a new loophole for that, right? So again, we don't control the Amazon platform. So we just ask for some, reasonable expectation with some of these apps, right? If something, fundamental changes, sure, he's going to have to recode the app, okay? But remember, here's something to understand, Lisa. He didn't code these apps for public release, ever. He coded them to make himself rich, okay? I crowbarred usins, you, me, and the rest of us into his world. He didn't even want to ever do a masterclass. He doesn't even want to do this one. He's doing it because he loves you guys, but doing like live events isn't his thing, okay? So he wants to stay up on these apps. He wants to stay on hot new releases, new angles, stuff like that, okay? No problem, Julie, awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa says, you is persuasive for sure. Well, only if you signed up, Lisa. So anyway, this is your last call here, guys, because I'm gonna wrap up. I am fried, okay? We're well into 3 hours. And if you want this, guys, if you see the value in this, if you want the HD recordings, the ranking, I'm really fried, the ranking holy grail, the Amazon Suggest tool, the Review Ninja tool, the suite of apps. If you want to be in person with us for this historic 2-day event in Vegas in October, on October 25th and 26th, where Traian is going to walk you through his complete speed and profit system. What you need to do urgently is go register last chance now at amz-masterclass.com. Sean wrote, my wife just raced off to the bank to pay the credit card so we can charge the class, and her muffler just blew. Is that a dog ate the homework thing? I'm just teasing you, Sean. Sean, get in touch with my wife. We'll see what you can do for you. I think we're going to call it a day here, guys. I think we're going to call it a day. I'm gonna stay on here. If you have a lingering question I haven't answered, I probably answered 40 or 50 questions. I think we covered it all. I think we've said it all. Go ahead and type in. So Stefan says, what exactly is the DFY Amazon package? Were you not on for the whole session there, Stefan? Whoops, hold on a second. Let me go back. So this is a chance to win. One lucky person is going to win Traian's Done For You Amazon product. And this is a $40,000 value because his time is very, very valuable. So if you join the masterclass, Stefan, before I end this webinar, which is in about 3 minutes, Traian is going to be picking one person at random who is going to win this package with him. So he's literally going to help that person pick the perfect product, help them source that product. He will design the moat for that product. Then he'll go rank that product for you. He's even going to buy you some inventory for that product. He'll do literally whatever it takes to strategize and make it a home run winner on Amazon for that product. He's going to make you a Shopify site. He'll get you the USA, the EU pending trademarks for it. He'll even get you reviews, and then all the money that you make from his efforts, you get to keep. And so if you want a chance at winning, you need to urgently now, because I'm ending, join the masterclass before the end of the webinar. And then one winner will be chosen randomly live in Las Vegas during the masterclass, okay? Oop, I keep clicking out of my slides. This is the point in the webinar where I'm brain dead. I'm fried, guys. I've been teaching for almost 3.5 hours. So we're going to call it a day here, guys. Ed, I do want the webinar recording, please, uploaded in case we have any remaining seats. I predict, though, I mean, people are still checking out. So Emily just hollered, we're not going to have extra seats. What percent do you think? Are you sure? Okay. So this thing is going, gone. I don't even know if we'll have a replay. So I was like, we're not. So just as we wrap up here, thanks for your trust. I do not take that lightly, guys. Okay. This is why I don't promote hardly anything, right? This is why we bust our ass and deliver a 1-hour weekly podcast with myself and Traian. We care about you guys. We are you guys. Okay. We love you guys. We love this business. Like right now, you can't even get in the fast track. And according to my wife, who's hooting and hollering next door, she thinks we're already sold out. I don't know. So you guys know I'm not shoving different useless, shiny objects in your face month after month, right? So when I bring something like this, I think this is why this is going to sell out so quickly. You guys know this is legit. You've seen the proof. You've seen all the screenshots from Traian. The guy's rich. He's rich. Everything he's doing in the masterclass has my full 100% support and backing. So this is it, guys. This is your last chance, okay? To sign up right now at amz-masterclass.com. And I just want to say by ending, first of all, welcome to everybody that I will be seeing in Vegas. This is going to be epic. I mean, I can't wait to sit in the audience with you. I mean, I'll be learning along with you. And please make sure you come up and say hi. say, Ben, I'm a podcast listener, or I'm a fast tracker, or I'm a launch Padian, and let's hang out. I'll make sure that I'm available. Okay. If you have any question that you want to ask me, I'll be hanging out just like you guys in October. Can't wait. I love Vegas. My wife tells me, so my birthday is the week previous to this, and she's got all these top secret like restaurants planned for us that she told me she's not going to tell me about. But there's one restaurant I think I'm going to check out. It's called Carbone. Just go online and look at the food pictures. It's like an old school Italian restaurant. There's one in New York City. It's like impossible to get into. I mean, we've tried. It's like you have to be almost a celebrity, but they open one in Vegas, and it's kind of like, for some reason, it's like a hidden secret in Vegas. So, since you've signed up, if you want a fun dinner, and don't do it too early, guys, because we have a tendency to go late into the evening, during these events because, we're not stopping until we're done teaching, that kind of thing. But maybe like a 9 o'clock reservation, it'd be fun. Bring the spouse, let him or her, chill out in the spa. You guys come to learn and make a lot of money, and then celebrate your win at Carbone. So anyway, just see if there's any more questions here. Tam says that their credit card was turned down, but Amex notified me it was just approved. Hey, Emily? Someone named Tam, T-A-M. Okay, forget it. Matthew wrote, I'm so disappointed I can't buy this course. It just feels like the thing to do. Well, then what the hell are you doing? Buy the damn thing. Right? Guys, I remember I was a sophomore in college, dead but broke. I don't care how broke some of you think you are. Doesn't get any more broke than a dead, but broke college kid. I mean, ramen noodle soup was my dinner most nights, right? That kind of broke. And I don't remember how I found out about this guy, but there's this guy named Jay Abraham, and he's still out there, but he had this course that at the time he was charging $3,000. And, I was so broke, they might as well have charged $300,000 because I couldn't afford $3,000 or $300,000. But it just felt right. I knew this was I really do believe that when the student is ready, the teacher appears, like as if by universal magic almost, okay? And so, damn it, I wasn't going to be denied, right? As I said earlier, people always get what they have to have, right? You're either going to make things happen or you're going to let life happen, period, end of story, right? Being a good entrepreneur is about being resourceful and making great stuff happen and overcoming. Yeah, that's right. It's a very definition of why we love being entrepreneurs. I had no money, but I remember walking through the student hall, and back then, all the credit card companies were kind of trying to get students hooked on debt. So I remember I got like 6 of these credit card offers, and they all had small credit card limits, right? And I applied for enough so I could buy that Jay Abraham course. And do you want to know something? That course changed my life. So Matthew, I'm right there with you. So if you're feeling this, and I'm a big believer in trusting your instinct, you got to make this happen, or no excuses, right? No excuses. All right, so I'm just seeing like payment type questions, guys. I mean, we're probably already sold out. So if there's some issue there, then just deal with it. You probably have to call your bank. Just because, don't panic. But if you know that we're getting a decline notice, I mean, you're not registered until that payment goes through. Okay. Just because they show that a payment is in process, it doesn't mean that it wasn't turned down upstream, by your credit card processor. It's just the way it works. Like, we don't have control over that. Okay. So again, as far as I know, we've sold out. And if not, you are getting right to the line. So make sure now that you urgently go to amz-masterclass.com. I think I'm going to call it a day. We're 3.5 hours in. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, we don't take your trust lightly. I mean, we bust our asses. We literally kill ourselves to try to deliver and make you guys as successful as humanly possible. Okay. So I just want to say thank you so much for all of your business, all of your trust over the years, all of your enthusiasm. Emily and I say constantly, we have the greatest clients on earth. We love you guys. I mean, so loyal, so awesome. There's no group I'd rather hang out with than entrepreneurs. So again, I just want to say thank you very much. And on behalf of myself and the whole team here, high atop Ben Cummings headquarters here in Rochester, New York, I want to wish you guys a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks so much, guys.